Good afternoon and welcome, Bedford fans, to today's NHI AA baseball action here at the SAU field between the Portsmouth Clippers and your hometown Bedford Bulldogs. I'm Jason Bergeron covering the game today with my friend John Muir again. Here we are again down first baseline, ready to call some great baseball action between two teams that are really solid baseball teams and programs that have come up for years and years, continue to play great games together, and this is going to be an exciting one for sure.
I think you're right. You got
Just
me.
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Gotcha.
Check little microphone check here. Just getting going. Yeah. No. I'm real excited for this one. Portsmouth was a really strong team last year. Big strong players. They had a good pitching staff. I don't have a lot of stats on Portsmouth today, but I know they're just coming off a tough loss against Winnicott. And that was, I believe, yesterday.
Yeah, they lost that game yesterday, 8-4.
8-4. So, they're up against one of our toughest pitchers in Aiden O'Connell. So they're going to have their work cut out for him today if they're going to come out of here with a win.
Yeah, defensively, this Bedford team is bringing the Bedford ace, at least early in the season, the Bedford ace, and a preseason favorite to be Player of the Year, and then Aiden O'Connell. So he'll take the mound with battery mate Maggie Fox behind the plate. And what we'll see defensively, we'll go through the defensive unit for Bedford to start this game. At third base is going to be Jack Hinton. At shortstop is going to be Carter Crowley. Playing second base today will be Patrick Foulis. Over at first base will be Connor Bergeron. Out in right field, Henry Dubois. Center field, speedster Dominic Tagliaferro. And out in left field will be number 9, Danny Black. And that'll be, that's been the defensive, lineup here for this Bedford squad with Aiden O'Connell on the mound. So, we're not surprised by this defensive alignment. And, Aiden O'Connell comes into this game leading Division I in strikeouts with 27 strikeouts through 10 innings of work. So, impressive start to the season.
The last game he pitched against BG, he really threw. He must have had 13 strikeouts that game, I believe.
I think it was 14.
14 strikeouts. We came up a little shy on run support, but boy, he threw a heck of a game.
Lost that game 3-0 to BG, and it was one of those weird games where there was a kind of a play at first base that kind of changed the entire dynamic of that game, because if that play is called out, as it was on replay, we saw that here in BCTV, it was the next batter hit a double and kind of opened the doors. So the first batter here for Portsmouth, the Clippers, will be number 3, Minkler, and he's going to take a first pitch swinging strike. Looked like a curveball there from O'Connell. Everybody's sitting on fastball first pitch. He throws a curveball. So just a smart pitcher. We see that throughout the year. And that's going to be a ball. So 1-1 count here. Early in this game, just 2 pitches in. Top of the first inning, no score. Aiden O'Connell on the mound here with Maggie Fox doing the catching. John Muir, Jason Bergeron bringing you all the action right here at field level at the SAU field.
It's so great to be here.
And that ball is lined to left field, so a leadoff single out to left. Danny Black will collect that, throw it in, but Minkler starts the game with a line drive single to left field. Again, I think Aiden O'Connell has just given up 8 hits, now 9 in those innings. So it's a rare thing to see one of these hitters get a bat on the ball.
Yeah, and you know him to be one of these types of guys who's going to settle in no matter what. So you got a runner on base, he's got a great D behind him here. So Aiden's got I'm sure once he hits his groove, he'll be mowing them down as we're used to see.
So he comes to the set there and just takes a look. He's got a great move. Again, we talk about this all the time when we're watching him play and pitch. When we're looking right at him, we're getting a peek at his move over to first base. Minkler taking the lead now, and the pitch comes to the plate to the batter, the second batter for the Portsmouth Clippers, and that is Hindle, number 1. And Hindle is going to be playing second base when they take the field here for Portsmouth.
Yeah, not too big of a lead here on first base for Minkler. That just goes to show the respect he has for that move to first. He can really get over there in a hurry.
Yeah, usually your leadoff guys will be taking a little bit larger lead, but good delay there. And you can tell he's a little off balance. He's not sure what to expect here from pitcher Aiden O'Connell, and he's keeping a good eye on him, so he knows. Yeah, quick throw there.
Oh,
He got him. He got him. The pickoff move. Aiden O'Connell with a quick move over, catches Minkler. Minkler kind of was dancing off the bag, and Aiden O'Connell just said, okay, you're going to do that. I'm going to fire that over. Connor Bergeron applies the tag, and we get the first out. So
absolutely,
that leadoff runner is eliminated
beautiful.
with the pickoff.
Absolutely beautiful move back to first. He had thrown it over to first. Runner got back, Aiden saw he jumped off the bag again, threw it back to Bergeron at first, lays down the tag, gets that out. So that's tough. The base runners are going to be hard to come by, and I'm sure his coach over there is not too pleased to see that pick off at first.
Looks like a player, number 21, is doing the first base coaching right now. I believe it's a player. He's got a helmet on, so that's what I can.
Yeah,
I
it
can
could be an
guess
injured
here.
player. He's got a big, looks like some kind of soft cast on his left hand.
So 1-2 count now to Hindle, the second batter here for the Portsmouth Clippers. Again, early, top of the first inning, one out here in that first inning. Aiden O'Connell on the mound doing the pitching with Hindle at the plate for Portsmouth. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. That one's in the dirt. Gets by Maggie Fox, but no runner on now, so no concerns there.
Absolutely.
And now a 2-2 count to Hindle. And one of the things we were talking about, it's great to be back at the field. What's really nice is to be at this field, I mean, without being freezing, raining. I mean, we may get some weather here a little bit later, but right now, there's sun shining. This is phenomenal.
It's clouding up as we speak, though. Knowing me, I will bring the bad weather. I made a big mistake last night as a fully grown man. I went over to that lacrosse field to catch some of the action. It wasn't raining at all when I left the house. Got there for the end of the boys' game. As soon as that girls' game started, boy, those skies opened up and it just did not stop. And it was raining really, really hard. I had to switch up the shoes today, I must say, because my other ones are still soaked.
Still drying out. The weather has been not fun here for all these outdoor sports here in the spring, early in the spring. Here comes a 3-2 pitch now to Hindle. That ball is grounded over to first base. Bergeron collects it, takes it to the bag himself for the second out of the inning. And the Portsmouth Clippers now have 2 outs in their top of the first, and their third batter, number 20, Miles, coming to the plate.
Yep, Bergeron in perfect position, ready for the ball, makes a great play, waves off the pitcher, Aiden, as he's running to cover first in case he wanted to flip it, and he took it himself. Great play.
Solid defense here. Bedford has had a solid defense throughout the year, and again, with this defensive lineup, with Aiden O'Connell on the mound, there hasn't been a lot of balls put in play, but those that are put in play, it's important to make sure you make those plays to not to force Aiden to have to throw another out, give the other team extra outs here. So the third batter, Miles, steps to the plate, number 20 for Portsmouth. He takes a first pitch ball. It's 1-0. 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Bedford Bulldogs versus the Portsmouth Clippers down here at the SAU field right in Bedford. Second pitch is a ball, just misses outside. If you're in town, you're around, you're listening, you're watching on TV, the weather is nice right now. Come on down to the field, support these Bulldogs. They love having fans. I'm sure this game will continue to pick up fans as the night progresses. That ball's fouled off.
Yeah, it might have been a little confusion. The game originally was scheduled for 2 p.m., but due to that powerful rain yesterday, they figured they'd push it a couple hours to let the field dry out a little bit. So.
And I will say the field is in great looking condition from here. It looks like the infield is dried out nicely, and I'm sure the outfield's maybe a little spongy, but the field looks to be in great shape for this matchup. Again, Portsmouth coming all the way over from the Seacoast here today into town. Last year I remember driving out to Portsmouth a couple times to watch our boys play out there, and it's fun to see this Portsmouth team here, facing off against this Bulldogs team. That pitch is a strike swinging to Miles. So now a 2-2 count. 2 outs in the inning, top of the first. No score here in this matchup. And we got Aiden O'Connell on the mound with a 2-2 count. Swings at that curveball in the dirt. Maggie Fox collects it, throws it down to first base Bergeron, and that will do it. Not quite a 1-2-3 inning, but just 3 batters faced there for Bedford and Aiden O'Connell. And we'll head to the bottom of the second, tied up 0-0.
Yeah, Portsmouth got that nice hit early off of Aiden, and Aiden didn't skip a beat. Just played Aiden baseball and got him out at first with that great pickoff, and ended up getting out of the inning quite nicely. So 0-0 here in middle of as we head into the bottom of the first. What's our lineup looking like today?
So today's lineup for Bedford is going to be a little bit different than we've been seeing early in the year. It looks like coaching has made some adjustments to the batting order. So leading off, and has been doing that all year long, will be number 3, Dominic Tagliaferro. Second will be today's pitcher, Aiden O'Connell, number 13. Third batter will be number 1, Jack Hinton, his bat has been on fire as of late. Everything's been hit hard. Early in the year, he hit it hard and was just not finding that grass. And then later on here so far, he's been able to find more hits in the lineup there. So Fourth hitter, cleanup hitter, Danny Black, he just missed a couple of home run shots out in Dover the other day in that game and that win.
He's hitting the
8-2.
ball really well. Both Hinton and Black really, really well.
And then in the fifth hole will be Connor Bergeron playing first base, number 14. And then, of course, Maddox Muir, number 19. He's been right there playing DH all year long and has been hitting the ball great and really good quality at-bats. And number 11, Henry Dubois will be in right field today, and he's going to be batting seventh. Batting eighth will be number 10 and second base, Patrick Fullis. And batting ninth will be Carter Crowley playing shortstop today wearing jersey number 2. So that'll be the lineup today. Bedford comes into the game hitting .299 on the year as a team, and that average dropped a little bit after facing the good pitching in BG in that BG game. We were up in the 340s prior to that game. So again, you're going to have that balancing back and forth when you see some of these different pitchers throughout the year, and how the dates align really matter when it comes to how good your average looks as a team.
Yeah, you'll see plenty of those swings early season, and I'm pretty confident in this lineup here today. I like it. I think we're well positioned here to get some base runners and score some runs.
So defensively, sorry about that.
No, go right ahead.
So defensively for this Portsmouth Clippers squad, on the mound is going to be number 14, Carlisle, and doing the catching will be Clark. I only have last names for some of these players, so bear with us here, but at third base will be Miles, shortstop Minkler, second base Hindle, first base Bowden Driscoll, out left field will be Husky, right field Devin Driscoll, and center field Devin Driscoll, and right field Zingarello to round out the Portsmouth Clippers lineup. Carlisle will step on the mound here and throw his first pitch in the bottom of the first to number 3 Dominic Tagliaferro. That pitch is a strike.
Yeah, it looks like we've got some family affair going on here. We've got a couple of Lamperts in Xavier and Sebastian. We've got a couple Driscolls and Devin and Bowden. Not sure if they're related, but I'm going to guess and say since they're from the same town, maybe they are. Yeah, we'll see what they can do.
Yeah, we'll see how this lineup does against the Bedford Bulldogs unit. So Dominic Tagliaferro there takes a second pitch strike. So now 0-2 count here, bottom of the first inning. No score at the SAU field in this NHI AA matchup between Bedford and Portsmouth. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Carlisle. That's taken low for a ball. So far, seen a decent-looking fastball from Carlisle. Seen a nice curveball that really kind of froze Tagliaferro in the box. And I'm sure there's probably a changeup mixed in there somewhere for Carlisle as well. So here's the 1-2 pitch from Carlisle. No outs. Tagliaferro on that curveball wasn't able to kind of hang back and is beaten with the strikeout. So he goes down as the first strikeout victim of Carlisle, and that will bring up today's pitcher, number 13, Aiden O'Connell. Aiden steps into the box today, hitting .389 on the season. He's got 7 hits, 4 RBI, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. So he's hitting the ball well, and we've seen him make great contact throughout the year.
Yeah, the fans continue to pour in here. We've got some legends of baseball down here today. We've got Kevin Burke, a legendary Bedford Little Leaguer, won a state championship back when we all went to West High School back in 1990. I'll let you call the pitch here.
Yeah, here comes the 0-1 pitch. First pitch was fouled off by O'Connell. Second pitch is a curveball, and that's outside and low, so a 1-1 count.
Yeah, he's sitting right in front of his dad, who was actually my Little League coach back, I'm going to say, a gazillion years ago.
A gazillion. The 1-1 pitched foul back there by O'Connell.
And Burke going on to have a great baseball career at Providence College.
What's really fun about this Bedford community is with these players that have come up and grown up together are going to be friends, and they'll be talking about these things just like you are, for years and years to come. And I think with any community you see that, but with Bedford it's really a stronger community, and we see that kind of play out all over and over and over. And that's another strikeout for Carlisle, and again on that curveball gets Aiden O'Connell swinging for the second out of the inning.
His curve is it's very deceiving, and he's taken down these first two batters. So Hinton stands to the plate, and we'll see what he can do with this curveball.
So Hinton steps to the plate. It's bottom of the first inning, 2 outs here. Now 2 strikeouts for Bedford so far from Carlisle. And here's the pitch to Hinton. And again, a curveball, first pitch curveball taken there for strike 1.
If you got it, use it.
If you got it, really throw that pitch. And he's keeping Bedford off balance a little bit right now with not starting everything off with a fastball. He's first pitch strike there. curveball to Hinton. Here's the second pitch, another curveball. So again, he's relying on that curveball. It doesn't look overpowering, but it must be deceptive from that angle. That first game we called this year, we were right from behind the plate. We could see the movement. It's a little harder to see from the first baseline, but these good hitters are being fooled right now by this Carlisle pitch.
They are.
0-2 pitch here. Strike 3, swinging a fastball there. So he sets him up with 2 curveballs, throws that fastball and blows it right by Hinton for the third out. And 3 strikeouts there for Carlisle to close out the Bulldogs' first inning of work. And we'll head to the top of the second. Bedford, Portsmouth tied at 0. We'll be back right after this quick break. And welcome back here to the SAU field for today's Division I NHIAA baseball matchup between the Portsmouth Clippers and the Bedford Bulldogs. We head to the top of the second inning. No hits, no run. 1 hit for Portsmouth in the first inning. No hits for Bedford. No runs for either team. So we head to this top of the second with a 0-0 score. And the first pitch is a swinging strike to the batter Lampert, facing off against Bedford's ace Aiden O'Connell on the mound today. He had 1 strikeout in that first inning, 1 hit. There was a pickoff and a simple ground out to third. So he gets out of that inning just facing 3 batters.
Yeah, and if this game keeps going the way we're going here, we're setting up for a great pitcher's duel.
Yeah, we're very impressed with the first inning by Carlisle for Portsmouth. He struck out the side, all swinging, has a really good, strong-looking curveball working today, at least early in the game. And it'll be interesting to see how this pitching duel matches up. Aiden certainly draws the tough pitching duels, it seems, so far this year. So here's the 1-2 pitch to Lampert. That is low and in the dirt. It's going to miss. Good job there by Lampert to hold off swinging at that pitch. That's a tough pitch to take with 2 strikes on you, but it was definitely low. If he hits it, he probably grounds out somewhere in the infield. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and that was low as well. The full on Lampert. Top of the second inning here, no runs. Neither team. We got a so far scoreless game, and no outs here in the top of the second. Here comes the 3-2 pitch now. 2. Oh, he's going to get a walk. Lampert draws the walk. I wasn't sure. That was. It looked like the umpire was going to ring him up, but
yeah, a little low. I think he made a good call there.
Ends up drawing the walk. So fifth batter, yeah, some interference here. So the 5th batter coming to the plate will be second baseman for the Clippers, Zingarello. I'm sorry, right fielder for the Clippers, Zingarello. Lampert on first base after drawing that walk. No outs here in the top of the second inning. Aiden O'Connell from the stretch comes to the set and fires again low. A little bit of control compared to what we've seen thus far from Aiden. A little bit more control issues today, and but we'll continue to work through that, I'm sure. And here comes the 1-0 pitch, and instead it's a pickoff attempt over there, keeping Lampert tight. Aiden, not the A move there. That was just to kind of get him diving back and keep him close.
Yeah, you see the respect they have for that pickoff again. Base runner really not getting out much of a lead.
We got 2 balls now, no strikes on batter Zingarello. Top of the second inning, no score here at the SAU field in Bedford. Beautiful sunny day here in Bedford. And here's a strike to Zingarello. That looked like a take all the way. And that'll bring the count to 2-1.
You know, it's a beautiful sunny day, but as I look closely at Aiden, I can see a couple of raindrops filtering through. There's just a couple of drops, so hopefully we can keep that away.
Maybe if we... Oh, that ball is hit hard on the ground. Foulis collects the first, gets it to second, throws it to first. A good stretch by Bergeron, and that is a double play completed. Foulis to Crowley to Bergeron. The 4-6-3 double play. And we have now 2 outs in the top of the second inning.
Great defense there by Foulis to get it over to Crowley, over to Bergeron. Just so you can tell they practice that play a lot. Perfect textbook double play.
Yeah, all the way around, a good stop there by Foulis. It was hit hard. That helps. Good flip over to Crowley, and then the throw over to Bergeron. He's able to stretch almost up the right field line and pull that ball in and get the out. So now the batter is going. That's going to bring up Devin Driscoll to the plate. He's playing left field today. Right field, center field, I should say. And that ball's hit to Bergeron, flipped over to O'Connell, and that play goes 3-1, and that's going to end the inning. Top of the second inning. No runs, no hits, 1 walk. and a double play.
Cruising
And
right
we're
along
cruising
here.
right through. So three quick outs again. So Danny Black steps to the plate, number 9, Danny Black. He's playing left field today, and Danny comes into the game hitting .421, 8 hits, 7 RBI, 2 walks. He has had the luxury of being up at key times in games, and he has been delivering every time. So great to see Danny, having a successful start to this season, and we'll see what he can do here against Carlisle. First pitch is a fastball. He jumps on it, just misses it, and it'll be an 0-1 count to Danny.
He was sitting dead red on that one.
I think, you get up there and you say, if I see fastball first pitch, I just swing. If I don't, maybe lay off of it and see what I get the rest of the at-bat. But those are the mental parts of the game. I know this team works a lot with the mental side of the game. Danny takes that curveball, pushes it down the first base line, and that is going to be the play by Bowden Driscoll. He's going to take it himself, and it'll be the first out of the inning. A ground out 3 unassisted. And that will bring Connor Bergeron, number 14, playing first base. We've called his name a few times tonight as on the defensive side, and this will be his first at-bat. He comes in the game hitting .429.
Oh, hot bat. He's had a great average all season, seeing the ball real well.
And there's a first pitch strike. It looks like he was sitting on that fastball. Instead, he got the curveball laid off of it. Again, that mental part of the at-bat is what comes into play here. So is he sitting fastball here on the 0-1 pitch? We'll see here from Carlisle. Another curveball. That ball is down. Just low, so a 1-1 count. Bottom of the second inning, no score here at the SAU field between the Portsmouth Clippers and the Bedford Bulldogs. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Bergeron with 1 out in that bottom of the second. And here's the pitch to Bergeron. Fastball. Looks like it was right down the plate from here. Connor does not swing at that. And now it's a 1-2 count. Now that brings that curveball into play. Now you're kind of guessing up there which one. And you got to kind of sit fastball, adjust to the curve, and see what you can do to get a bat on the ball.
Yeah, Connor Bergeron, .429. What a season.
And that ball is hit into the hole. Can he beat out the throw? That's a great play over there by shortstop Minkler. He ranged well to his right on the backhand, makes a running throw, a perfect throw over to first, and gets Bergeron 6-3. But that ball was in the hole, and credit Minkler. That was a great defensive play.
That was Jeter-esque. I mean, he just got down deep in the hole, grabs the ball, throws it off balance, and just throws the strike right to the first baseman. Great play.
And I saw Coach Fox look over here and kind of say, "What are you doing? What are you going to do about that?" I mean, there's not much more you can do. You put that in get the bat on the ball and see what happens. So that brings up, 2 outs now, bottom of the second inning. Maddox Muir steps to the plate, number 19, DHing today. Comes into the game hitting .250. And again, just a discerning eye. He's on base 50% of the time. He's really walked a good amount this year. And that first pitch is a ball. Second pitch is a ball. And Carlisle shakes his hand there a little bit, like something like a blister almost, the way he was wincing in pain.
When you throw that many curveballs, I have to imagine he could callus up in a hurry.
Yeah, it's either you're calloused or you've got a blister. It's one or the other. Yeah. So Muir is now up quickly 2-0 here in his at-bat. Carlisle brings it, and that's going to be high. And again, 3-0. So Maddox, again, we talk about it, 250 batting average, but on base 500. So 50% of the time he's sitting there on first base somehow, some way, and that's what this game is all about, getting on base.
Yeah, he's definitely patient up there. As a dad watching it, I sometimes can't believe some of the pitches that he takes, but he's particular.
So now a 3-0 pitch is a strike to Muir. So 2 outs. I got 3-1. Yeah, the board can't tell if that says 3-1 or 2-1, but I got 3-1. And Maddox hits a ball high. Second baseman ranging out. Center fielder coming in. Second base calls it off Hindle, and he pops out. So Maddox Muir hits a pop out to the second baseman Hindle, and that will end the second inning. Bottom of the second, Bedford still looking for their first hit. A little better inning there, putting the bat on the ball. And we head to the top of the third. No runs for either team, and we are going to have a special appearance here by our first base coach, assistant coach for this Bedford Bulldogs team, Lauren Fox. We're going to try to do this. Lauren is mic'd up.
Does it work?
It is work. I hear you.
I hear you.
Okay, that's good.
I can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yes.
I feel like I got to yell to you.
I don't know why Andrew Fenn felt the need to throw the camera on me. Nobody wants to see me.
Of course they want to see you.
Nobody wants to hear me either.
Coach Fox, what do you think of that play over to the shortstop?
That was a pretty electric play.
That was
it seems like you watched a little footage of Derek Jeter.
That's exactly what I said over here.
John Muir called that play. He said it was Minkler over there at shortstop. He ranged hard to his right and then just came up firing, and it did look Jeter-esque.
He knew exactly what he was doing once that ball touched his hands. I will say in his defense, the runner not exactly the fleetest of foot, let's say.
Right. Sometimes down that line, there, there's some speed that you got to have.
Yes.
And yes. But
I say that with love,
of course,
and knowing that you're broadcasting. If it wasn't you, I wouldn't say it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. So, one thing that we've noticed so far early in these at-bats, both pitchers have seen the minimum amount of batters,
Yes.
in their innings. Bedford's done a really good job defensively behind Aiden O'Connell.
Yes.
But Carlisle seems to be, he has a good curveball, is what it looks like from this angle.
He has a nice curveball, and he's using it a lot. He's not afraid to use it, and it makes his fastball look faster.
That's correct. So,
we're just going to have to change our approach, have some good quality at-bats, and, I know we will. We were hitting the crap out of the ball during VP today, so it's only a matter of time.
That's what it's about. Well, thank you, Coach Fox, and we'll talk to you again soon. We have Coach Fox mic'd up today for this game, and it's really fun. BCTV does a great job of kind of connecting all these components for a game, and really excited to have Coach Fox mic'd up for this game, and we'll continue to talk to him throughout. Meanwhile, we head to the top of the third inning here, and Portsmouth will take their at-bats. Aiden O'Connell on the mound, and Carlisle, the pitcher, now steps in against Aiden O'Connell, and he is quickly down 0-2, and you see a little bit more velocity from Aiden O'Connell here in the third inning.
Great velocity. He was way behind on that swing, so I think he might have been sitting off speed. But
so 0-2 to count now to Carlisle from O'Connell, and here's that pitch, and he just blows him right away. That was another straight fastball low, and O'Connell picks up his second strikeout of the game, and Carlisle is that victim. So that'll bring up the 8-hitter Husky, the the left fielder. I keep messing that up today. But Carlisle strikes out. Husky, the left fielder, now for Portsmouth, steps to the plate. Top of the third inning, no score here at the Bedford SAU field. And Husky starts with a curveball taken for a strike from O'Connell. And again, you see two pitchers that just, again, think the game so well. It's really a mind game up at that plate between the pitcher and the batter. What are they going to throw, and what am I going to guess? But these pitchers are that good. You kind of have to have a game plan going in.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And like I've been saying, the first couple go-arounds here for Aiden. I mean, once he settles in, look out. He seems to be right where he needs to be right now.
Yeah, he definitely seems to settle into these games, and as his body and arm loosens up, that velocity picks up, and that's strike three. Again, 6 pitches, all strikes, 2 strikeouts there, all swinging from Aiden O'Connell against this Portsmouth Clippers team. His third strikeout of the game, second of the inning. That'll bring up the 9-hitter Bowden Driscoll. Bowden, again, he's playing first base today. He made a play earlier in the game, that ground ball from Danny Black, and now he steps up for his first crack at Aiden O'Connell. And he takes a first pitch strike, well framed there by Maggie Fox behind the plate. And Aiden O'Connell enters this game the D1 strikeout leader. Again, we talked about that a little bit earlier, but 27 strikeouts in 10 innings. So certainly not, we're accustomed to seeing that. And he is one, I can't say, I was going to say, he's one pitch away from a 9-pitch, 3-strikeout inning. That's pretty good.
Let's live on the edge here.
Live on the edge. We're going to say there's no broadcaster strings. Here comes strike 3 to Driscoll. There it is. See, there it is. So 9 pitches, 3 strikeouts, and that is a quick top of the third inning for the Clippers. They go down 1-2-3, and we'll head to the bottom of the third inning now with this Bedford Bulldogs team coming up. And again, we're looking for our first hit of the game for that Bulldog squad.
Yeah, well, as we come back now to the top, we'll see if we can get those bats pumping. Like Coach Fox said, the bats were hot in BP, and that's usually a great indication. So it sounds like the boys are seeing it well, and are about to come around here.
Yeah, that's what you like to see. And Bedford, again, comes into this game hitting .299. Carlisle looks to be a good, solid pitcher. We don't have stats on their pitching for the year, but they are. I mean, they come into the game. They're 5-2. They've played 7 games. Their wins have come against Manchester Memorial, Salem, Alvern, Merrimack, and Spalding. Their losses have come their first game of the year against Nashua North. They lost 4-3. And then their most recent game, which I believe was last night, they lost to Winnicunnet 8-4. So otherwise, they put a lot of runs on the board. Not a whole lot of runs given up. So their pitching staff has got to be pretty good. And, we're seeing that out of Carlisle today.
We sure are. That Portsmouth, Ethan Nowak, for that Winnicunnet team last night, I was reading a little bit about the game, and he led off the game, first pitch, hits a bomb, a solo home run right out of center field. And I've watched this kid, Ethan Nowak, come through whether it's summer league ball or just playing ball. His dad was another Bedford legend who played at West High School before Bedford High School was in place. Played Sweeney Post back when the post leagues were what you played in the summer. And I'm really excited to see what Ethan does the rest of the season.
Well, leading off this inning will be Henry Dubois. Not a lot of time to talk about Henry. He takes a first pitch curveball, hits it down to the third baseman, Miles. He throws that ball across the diamond to Bowden Driscoll, and Henry Dubois is going to be retired 5-3, and that'll be the first out here in the bottom of the third inning. No score at the SAU field with this Bedford Bulldogs versus Portsmouth Clippers game. Really kind of just flying by. I mean, bottom of the third inning, already one out.
Dare I say, we are not in jeopardy of missing that puck drop for the Bruins game at 7 p.m.
No, big game here tonight. Patrice Bergeron comes back, but before that happens, we got Patrick Foulis stepping to the plate, and he'll take a first pitch strike. Foulis enters the game today. Hasn't found that first hit yet. Again, a player that has found the base paths 33% of the times, but hasn't found that first hit yet, and continues to work at that. Maybe it'll be the first hit of the game and the first hit of the season here for Foulis in this at-bat. He is quickly down, though, 0-2. Again, 2 curveballs there to Foulis, and Carlisle making quick work here of this Bedford Bulldogs lineup, at least on the first time around.
Yeah, Pat's definitely due here. We know the kind of hitter and player that he is, and if he actually took that curveball and let it go into the dirt, he's got a great eye. He's going to come out and really get hot here late season. That's just the player he is.
Yeah, there's no doubt. He's one of the team captains as a junior, a pitcher on this team. And Patrick Foulis hits that one deep to center field. It's going to beat the center fielder, and he's going to keep running. That one's a one-hops defense. Foulis round second base. Coach is stopping at second base. So a double, a one-out double here for Patrick Foulis. Breaks up the no-hitter. Like we talked about, breaks up and gets him his first hit of the season, and well done there for Foulis. Just giving him all kinds of props for being one of the captains, junior captain. The bat's hot, and that he does that.
That's why you don't give up on these kids, are hitters. The kid's a gamer. He's a great ball player, and he can hit the ball. And he's been in a little bit of a slump here coming into the season. Gets his first hit and pounds it to one hopper to the fence and gets on second. So great job.
Really, really good piece of hitting there, and that will bring up the 9-hitter Carter Crowley. He's number 2. He's playing shortstop today. It was part of that great 4-6-3 double play with Foulis Crowley over to Bergeron in the second inning, and now he steps to the plate for his first at-bat in the bottom of the third. Runner on second is Patrick Foulis after that double, and there's no score here in the bottom of the third inning. One out. And here's the pitch from Carlisle, and Crowley hits one to the left side over the shortstop's head, and that's going to score Foulis from second base. Crowley has a line drive single, RBI single, scoring Foulis, and just like that, Bedford leads 1-0.
That's a scary thing when you got Aiden pitching the way he is. One run could be all it takes here. So great job by Crowley to see that ball, drove it, was able to score a run. This is what you want to see when your top of the order is coming out a little slow. The bottom of the order just comes in and delivers.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Foulis. So Dubois comes in, he grounds out that first batter. Looks like Carlisle is working, again through we're starting a nice inning. And then Foulis hits that double, and that first pitch Crowley sees as a fastball. He just lines that to left center field over the shortstop's head, and Bedford takes the 1-0 lead. So now Tagliaferro back to the top of the lineup. He was a strikeout victim in his first at-bat, and he sees a first pitch fastball, takes it for a strike, and we have one out here in the bottom of the third inning. Now 1-0, your Bulldogs lead.
Yeah, and Tags, we've seen him just pound the ball as well this season. He's hit at least 1 home run, maybe 2.
Yeah, he's got 1 home run, and he's hitting nearly 300, and he's 43% of the time on base. Again, as a leadoff hitter, that's what you're looking for, especially with a player of his speed.
Yeah, he just took that ball. That was a little low. Looks like he was fighting himself to not take a whack at that one, but he's certainly glad he didn't.
Laying back on that curveball is key, and you see kind of these batters making their adjustments and understanding that curveball is lively. And then Crowley takes off here. He's got to get down, and he's going to be thrown out. He's caught stealing. Crowley is. A great throw by Clark, collected over there by I think it was the second baseman Hindle collecting that ball, and Crowley is thrown out trying to steal. So now there's 2 outs, a 2-1 count to Tagliaferro, no runners on base, and with one out, maybe looking to get Crowley in scoring position with Tagliaferro up. That doesn't work out, and now we have 2 outs and 2-1 count to Tagliaferro.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting aggressive. Base runners have been hard to come by, but, with Crowley on, we decided to send him, and pitcher just throws a strike and gets him out there. So clears the bases, and let's see what we can do here.
So Tagliaferro now 2-2 count, 2 outs here. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Bedford leads at 1-0 down at the SAU field here in Bedford. So if you're in town and around, you want to stop by, certainly come on down. Weather is about as good as it's been all year long for some of these baseball games. Outside of that 80-degree day that we had of game, this is the best weather we've had since.
Yes.
So Tagliaferro takes that payoff pitch there, the 2-2 pitch, and fouls it straight back. So we'll see a 2-out, 2-ball, 2-strike pitch again from Carlisle. Make him work a little bit more this inning. There's a fastball. Tagliaferro reaches out. It looks like it's going to be in foul ground. It's a tough play. All 3 players converging on it, but second baseman Hindle comes over to the first base line, halfway out in right field, and then ends the inning with that catch, a pop out to the second baseman. And 1 run, 2 hits. Bedford leads at 1-0 here, heading to the top of the 4th inning. We'll be back with you right after this quick break. And welcome back here to the SAU field in Bedford for today's NHI AA Division I baseball matchup between the Portsmouth Clippers and your Bedford Bulldogs. We head here to the top of the 4th inning. Your Bulldogs lead at 1-0 on an RBI single by Carter Crowley, bringing in Patrick Foulis after he hit a double. So a double single scores that run. And top of the 4th inning now, Aiden O'Connell on the mound. He comes in after striking out the side last inning in 9 pitches, and he now faces the top of the order in Minkler, who hit a line drive single to start the game off earlier in the 1st inning.
Yeah, he's feeling it right now. He's in the groove. And
first pitch there was a ball to Minkler. Looked like a curveball. And here comes that second pitch now from O'Connell. Inside, way inside at the kneecaps. Maggie did a good job there of just collecting that ball as it was pretty far inside on Minkler. Now a 2-0 count to Minkler. Top of the 4th inning, Bulldogs lead at 1-0. Here's the pitch from O'Connell. That's going to be a strike. I want to call the strike before I see the umpire call. The umpire, everything we've been talking about, everything's so fast, the umpire makes a very slow strike call.
He does.
So I see it as a strike based on where Maggie's catching that ball, and I want to call strike, but I have to wait. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and that ball is lined to center field, and Minkler's going to be 2 for 2 to lead this one off. And my guess here is he's going to be a little bit more cautious on first base, as he was a pickoff victim for the Bulldogs earlier in the game in the 1st inning after he had a single into left. But that is a hard hit ball off of Aiden O'Connell, and he stands on first base with a single.
Yeah, I think you're right. Aiden's just already staring him down. He knows he can get him.
He knows he can get him for sure, and it's one of those things. It's a cat and mouse game over there at first base, and we'll continue to watch Aiden O'Connell and Bergeron try to maybe get the second pickoff of the game. And the second batter here of the inning will be Hindle. So Hindle steps to the plate. He grounded out to Bergeron in the 1st inning. And he's a lefty, so he pulled that ball off of O'Connell, likely a curveball that he was able to pull weakly over there. And there's the pickoff attempt. Minkler not going to dance around this time.
No, he's staying right on. Then that was just a nice, easy throw over to Bergeron at first. And so, the game within the game.
And that's a little bit more of a pickoff move. So you can see him changing the game a little bit. Sometimes that throw is soft over to Bergeron. Sometimes it's just a rocket. And he's keeping Minkler close, trying to catch him just leading off too much. And that ball gets by Maggie Fox. And Minkler is going to take a big turn over there at second base. Not going to go. But the backstop is very, very far from home plate. So that ball gets by, and that got kind of, I think, maybe caught Maggie's glove and then got by, so it didn't go all the way hard to the fence. So it just scooted away from her, and either way, Minkler now stands on second base.
Yeah, it was definitely a fastball, a little down, but it looked like it was a little outside, against this left-handed batter.
So now 1-0 count to Hindle, and Maggie not able to squeeze that ball, and it drops in front of her, and Minkler's fast. I mean, Minkler saw that ball drop out of the glove, and he was on third base, so yeah, he's gonna take third.
You can tell he's trying to make up for his first time on the base path.
So now 1-1 pitch to Hindle. Minkler stands on third base, just 90 feet away from tying this game in the top of the fourth inning. Your Bedford Bulldogs lead at 1-0 right now. And that pitch is a strike, so now a 1-2 count to Hindle. And again, we've seen this out of Aiden O'Connell a couple times. He gets in trouble, and he's able to kind of just find his way and find ways to get strikeouts in these situations. And he works now back from the windup. And here's the 1-2 pitch. That ball is hit hard right over to Crowley. He bobbles it, collects it, throws it over the first base, gets the out. But it is going to be an RBI for Hindle, bringing Minkler in on that hit. And this game is now tied up.
Yeah, that was he did his job at the plate. Real easy infield hit over to Crowley. Bobbled it a little, but that run was going to score no matter what happened there. So
yeah, no doubt that run was going to score, and it was good just to get that out. Make sure you get the out for O'Connell. But Portsmouth now gets up on the board. Minkler scores after he hits he goes 2 for 2 so far in the game, and that'll bring up Miles. Miles takes a first pitch curveball for a strike. He was a strikeout victim in the first inning after the pickoff of the ground ball, and there was a lot of excitement in that first inning. We got one thing for sure. This will be the first inning that we see 4 batters for Portsmouth. There's no way around that now.
There is not. There is not. But that's not bad.
It's impressive. So a 1-1 count here to Miles, and he takes that one for a strike, making it 1-2. 1-1 your score. Top of the fourth inning, Portsmouth Clippers versus your Bedford Bulldogs here on BCTV today. Beautiful sunny day at SAU Field. Come on down. Foul pitch there, fouled off straight back. Miles wearing the hood. Wearing the hoodie as a hitter.
Yeah, he is. That's in Portsmouth, I'm sure they have to do that all the time because it's days like today. Just think of the breeze, that seacoast air. Every time I go to that field to watch a Portsmouth baseball game, especially in the spring, it is just cold, and it's the wind that just cuts right through you. So
I was going to say typical New England baseball weather, wearing a sweatshirt hoodie out there at the plate. But looking at Miles too at the plate, one thing I want to call out is very Jeff Bagwell-like is that his approach to the plate, his batting stance, very Bagwell-esque.
Yeah.
You don't see that very often, that wide stance.
Really wide. It just goes to show how much he just relies. He's got to rely on just that core strength because he is so stretched out while he's at the plate. Ooh, we got a little wind gust going.
A little wind gust. You probably heard that wind gust come through here. It was like a little mini tornado ripped through and took some of our paperwork. We thank Kim Dubois for collecting that paperwork for us and returning it to us so that we can continue to call the game. Meanwhile, as this wind rips through, Miles draws the 1-out walk, and he'll take first base on that walk with now 1 out, runner on first, and Lampert coming to the plate. He earned a walk in the first at-bat.
I just got done talking about why he's wearing that hoodie because of the strong spring breeze out there, and I think he brought that with him and showed us. Maybe that was karma. I don't know, but that wind gust was a good one.
That was quite a gust, and I'll tell you what. Looking at the flagpole out there in left field, as Coach Chapman has the conversation with the umpires, maybe asking a question. And they're asking about, okay, it was, I said a walk, but the wind got it. I wasn't sure if I missed a pitch in there. So I had it at 3 balls, 2 strikes. And so what ended up happening here, as we talked about that, Miles took first base, thought he had walked. He only had 3 balls. So the count is now 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the fourth inning. And Miles will have to put the gloves back on, kind of stand back in that box, get reacclimated to that box, and I don't like his chances here against Aiden O'Connell having to reacclimate in this at-bat.
I agree, and whoever's doing the book on the bench was pretty quick to point that out, thankfully, because I will say the wind gust got the best of us and looked like it also got the best of the umps in that case. So I'm glad they got together, talked about it, worked it out.
Coach Chapman came right out, asked the umpire just to double-check each other on the umps. They had the count, and they reversed the call there. So Aiden, just misses now. So now it's officially a walk. In the book, that one, lot inside gets by. It got under the fence, so Maggie's not able to collect that ball, which means the runner can't take second base. So Miles draws the walk. Same situation as I was about to call before when we found out that he hadn't walked, but now 1 out, top of the fourth inning, 1-1 your score here at SAU. Runner on first base is Miles after drawing that walk, and that'll bring the 4-hitter, the DH hitter, Lampert, to the plate. He walked in his first at-bat, and another lefty stands in, facing O'Connell, and O'Connell delivers the pitch, a fastball right down the middle, taken by Lampert, and a first pitch strike again here for O'Connell.
You know, I think someday we'll be hopefully able to come back to this SAU field, and they've got a nice broadcast booth or field house. We need some donors in this town to step up and get us out of the elements, out of the strong wind.
Yeah, we are risking a lot here.
Right?
Standing here under this tarp today.
You know,
Runner takes off, and Maggie Fox throws that ball down to second base, but Lampert is able to get in there with the stolen base. It is a 1-ball, 2-strike count to Lampert, but Miles steals second base, and we now have a runner in scoring position for Portsmouth, and we need Aiden O'Connell to bear down.
You know, maybe we should head over to Fisher Cat Stadium this week. Grant Levine's in town, Bedford's own. This is where he came up, played all his high school baseball here, got signed by Colorado. I don't know what their AAA affiliate is, but I know they're in town this week. And, you know, as I sit here and hold on to this tent just in case the breeze picks back up, maybe we could get them to throw a couple dollars our way for a nice new field house.
Put the Levine Clubhouse up behind
the
home plate.
Levine Clubhouse. It would be perfect here at SAU Field.
For now, it's a 1-2 count here to Lampert. 1 out. Runner on second base is Miles. That pitch is low and inside and going to be 2-2. So you see this Portsmouth team is has a pretty good eye at the plate. They're really not swinging wildly at some of these pitches. Aiden really is always around the plate with some good velocity, but these batters are really able to hold off on those pitches that are just off the plate. And that one, not able to. That's a curveball. It's going to get Lampert swinging. Strike 3, and that will be the second out of the inning here. Top of the 4th inning, tie game, 1-1 your score. And a pitcher's duel it is, and we expected it once we saw the first inning from, we knew our pitcher, but once we saw the first inning from Portsmouth's pitcher, we knew there was going to be a battle here, and it certainly has proven to be that thus far.
Yeah, let's get back around, get our bats up. Nope,
that ball is coming our way, maybe?
Looks like it's going foul.
Okay, it's going to be out by the bullpen area there, so that brings Zingarello to the plate. He is playing right field today. He grounded into that 4-6-3 double play in the second inning, and he fouls that first pitch off. 2 outs here. Top of the 4th inning, 1-1 your score.
You know, speaking of Grant Levine, when he actually came down to the field yesterday and hit some BP with the boys here.
Oh, we did? Okay.
On the Bedford high school team, and come to find out, he hit at least 4 or 5 out of here with ease. So he is just that kind of powerful, just powerful hitter. Big, huge kid.
That ball is lined into the gap, and that one's going to get down, and it's going to score Miles. That ball is just kind of it was right in the right center field gap, right between Henry Dubois and Dominic Tagliaferro, and Zingarello is going to get an RBI single, a lazy line drive to right field, and that's going to score the second run of the game for the Portsmouth Clippers. Second run of the inning as well.
Yeah, that clears the bases. There was no doubt once that ball came off the bat, it was going to get down and easily score that runner from second.
So he grounded into that double play earlier, and now he's got a RBI single. He's feeling pretty good about himself, and now Devin Driscoll steps to the plate, playing center field today for this Portsmouth Clippers team. He grounded out to Connor Bergeron at first base, a 3-1 play over to Aiden O'Connell to end the second inning.
You're going to see more of this pickoff. I was just about to say this base runner here is definitely getting a much bigger lead than we've seen others take.
And another ball, so 2-0.
Inside. That looks like it just missed.
Tough pitch there for Aiden O'Connell, and not getting the call there. So a 2-0 count to Driscoll. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Portsmouth Clippers have pulled ahead 2-1 now over your Bedford Bulldogs, and I would say the C move. I think there's an A, B, and C move here for Aiden O'Connell. That's the C move. That's just kind of make sure that player gets back, but no risk in throwing that ball away. That ball's high and in, so a 3-0 count now to Driscoll. But that A move comes, and whoever's playing first base, in this case Bergeron, you better be ready for it, because that thing's coming with some velocity.
No doubt. And you watch Aiden as he delivers to the mound. That hard step towards the plate that he makes, it's just Also, we played summer ball a couple of years with Aiden, and every time he was up, you could, as we're sitting in the stands, you could just hear the thump of his, I guess that would be his right foot as he steps towards home plate. I'm sorry. Yeah, that was right foot as he steps in towards home plate. Just thump into the ground. I'm sure he digs quite a hole there. He's just got so much power.
He really drives. He drives with that leg, that back leg, and then drives towards the plate. And that's going to be another walk, though. Driscoll draws the walk, and that moves Zingarello over to second base, puts Driscoll at first, and that brings up the pitcher for this Portsmouth Clippers team, Carlisle, to the plate. And Maggie Fox just calls quick timeout, goes and checks on Aiden, and have a quick, brief discussion with him.
I think I heard the coach kind of ask Maggie where that pitch was. It looked like a really nice pitch right down the middle, but again, it's hard from the first baseline to tell exactly if they're, for all we know, it could have been a little outside. Maybe she could have been set up a little outside. So
yeah, we have the luxury from this position to really get a good angle of height, ball's height across, the letters or across the knees. But as it comes to the plate, we have really no good angle as to where that is on the plate. And that's going to be a line drive single to right field for Carlisle. Henry Dubois comes up firing over to Bergeron. There's no throw. So Dubois gets the ball in quickly and avoids, another RBI single for this Portsmouth team. But now the bases are loaded. Carlisle with that single to right field. And that'll bring up Husky, a strikeout victim in the third inning with the bases loaded. And this Portsmouth Clippers team is threatening to blow this game open here with 2 outs in the top of the fourth inning.
Yeah, and Dubois really made a nice jump on that ball. He hit Connor Bergeron, the cutoff man, just exactly how he should, and was able to hold the runners here. But bases loaded, 2 outs.
Fundamental baseball there, right? When that player comes up, he hits the cutoff, to your point. Bergeron comes up with that, is able to either throw it home, avoid that ball from getting away from maybe the catcher if it gets through. That is fundamental baseball, and this Bedford team always is fundamentally sound.
Yeah, you can tell they're, it's every coach's expectation that these kids sit. Oh,
that ball is hit hard to right field. Dubois settles under it, and Bedford is going to get away with loading up the bases, or the Clippers loading the bases. And only 2 runs in that inning scored, even though the bases were left loaded. And we'll head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Bedford now trailing 2-1. And I feel confident we're going to our second attempt at Carlisle now, but certainly an important out there caught by Dubois in right field. And Coach Fox not coming over here. I was thinking maybe Coach Fox might be heading over here, but 2 runs there on. Let's see, we got 2 runs on 2 hits and 1 strikeout for Aiden O'Connell in that inning. And Portsmouth again takes the lead after 4 innings of their work at the plate. Bedford will be coming up for the bottom of the fourth inning here once we get through the Clippers warm-ups.
As I started to say before that hit, it's every coach's expectation to just make sure that these kids are in it mentally and always thinking of what they're going to do if that ball is hit to them. It's you say it a million times as a coach, and this is the type of game where if you just drift for just a moment and that ball comes your way and you're not ready, it could be costly. So
no doubt about it. No doubt about it. So the Bedford team will bring up the 2, 3, 4 hitters, O'Connell, Hinton, and Black, all of which are looking for their first hit of the game. Again, just getting their second at-bat and their second look at Carlisle on the mound. Carlisle so far has, let's see, he's got 3 strikeouts. He struck out the side in the first inning, and then Bedford was able to score on that double by Foulis and that single to bring in Foulis from Carter Crowley, the RBI single. And that's been basically the scoring for Bedford thus far, and you just watched that top of the fourth inning with Portsmouth. It was a single, a walk, a double, and a couple run score, and that's how this game is played. So Portsmouth doing a good job with their at-bats against Aiden O'Connell so far. A really good performance, in my opinion, hitting-wise for this team.
Absolutely, and they're taking advantage of everyone they get on base, and they're aggressive, and they're doing all they can. So they're coming off like I said, a tough loss, and they certainly don't want to go back-to-back.
Definitely not. Again, playing yesterday, Bedford hasn't played since their last game against Dover last Thursday, I believe it was.
Yeah, we had some cancellations earlier in the week because of this supposed rain. I think it was Tuesday was canceled, and it was a gorgeous day.
It was.
You know?
And then tomorrow we got a doubleheader.
A doubleheader against two of the toughest teams in this in Division One.
Yeah, you got coming up tomorrow. You got Nashville South, and then you got Londonderry. So that's there's a lot of baseball to be played here. 3 games in 2 days for this Bedford team. Pitching is going to be something you're looking for, and today, of course, with your ace on the mound, you're looking to make sure you get that win. 2-1 game right now, and Bedford just got to get the bats rolling against Carlisle. O'Connell is up right now. It's a 2-0 count. Now 3-0, and again, a leadoff runner for Bedford would be something that would be nice to see. We haven't had that thus far this game, and Bedford has the ability to score runs in bunches, but we just got to get some runners on and start getting into the head of Carlisle here.
Yep.
So bottom of the 4th, here's the 3-0 pitch to O'Connell. That's a take all the way. It's now 3-1. 2-1 your score. Portsmouth Clippers leading your Bedford Bulldogs in the bottom of the 4th inning. No outs here in the bottom of the 4th, and taking a look at that wind. That wind is definitely blowing out hard to left field. So usually a jet stream when that wind is going that way. Just a matter of getting that ball elevated and pushed out that way. And that's going to be a walk for O'Connell. So leadoff runner is on, and that is O'Connell. And he'll take first base with Jack Hinton stepping to the plate. He struck out in his first at-bat, 3 pitches. Again, the first 3 hitters for Bedford were struck out by Carlisle. And as Bedford kind of learned that he had a pretty good curveball.
yes, indeed. And, it's good to have Aiden on the bags here. He's got a great jump towards second, super fast, and wouldn't be surprised if Coach gets a little aggressive here with Aiden on the.
And Carlisle's aware of that as well. He quickly keeps O'Connell close. Hinton steps to the plate, again hitting .333 heading into this game. 5 hits, 5 RBI, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Just again hitting the ball well, moved up in the order today to the 3 hole, and again struck out in the first at bat, but I expect a slashing left-handed swing, something out in left center field is what I'm going to predict here with that.
Right.
With that, a little prediction.
I'll take that. We'll call you the Schwami from now on.
If I can nail that, that's pretty good, right? Pretty good. So a 1-0 pitch here coming to Hinton. O'Connell on first base after that walk. He takes another ball, so 2-0. A little bit more control issues for Carlisle.
Yeah,
at least early this inning.
He's just missing on those pitches to Hinton, and Hinton is being really patient at the plate.
Good to see. Again, you want to make sure you put good at-bats together as a hitting team, and so far they've done that. And Hinton hits one hard over to second base. It's going to go 4-6-3, and it's going to be Hindle to Minkler over to Bowden Driscoll. The 4-6-3 double play. Hinton is eliminated, and now there's 2 outs quickly here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Yeah, just another textbook double play ball. I'll tell you, this shortstop has got a cannon.
He does.
So there was no. he took that ball and just sent it to first.
He made that play earlier. We called it Jeter-esque. It was way deep in the hole on his backhand and made a leaping throw that if we can look at back on replay on BCTV, which we will be able to do, I'm sure, post game, you'll see the Jeter-esque play that he made. It was impressive.
Yeah, if I'm him, I'm putting that in his highlight.
Absolutely.
Highlight reel. I'm sure he's probably looking to play somewhere, or who knows. I don't know what year he is. We don't have a lot of info on the Portsmouth squad, but he's a heck of a player.
So Danny Black now steps to the plate. Danny Black hits one right back to the pitcher, Carlisle. Carlisle makes the easy play, easy throw over to first base to eliminate Black, and that is going to do it for the bottom of the 4th inning. Bedford does not get a hit, gets 1 walk by O'Connell, eliminated by the Hinton double play. Black grounds out to the pitcher, and we'll head to the top of the 5th inning. Quick moving game here in Bedford. 2-1 your score. Portsmouth Clippers leading your Bedford Bulldogs. We'll be back right after this quick break. And welcome back to the SAU field here in Bedford. Top of the 5th. NHI AA Division I baseball action between your Bedford Bulldogs and the Portsmouth Clippers. 2-1 the score. Aiden O'Connell on the mound. First pitch there, a ball to Bowden Driscoll, the 9-hitter for this Portsmouth team. He swings and misses at that pitch and makes it 1-1. So 2 runs in that last inning. Portsmouth just kind of fortunate things. A single starts it off. Minkler, moves around the bases with a couple of pass balls. Ooh, that one hits Driscoll.
You don't want to see that on the number 9 hitter.
Definitely don't want to hit the 9-hitter. So Bowden Driscoll's going to take first base on the hit by pitch. So, again, that couple pass balls, just leads to Minkler able to kind of round the bases. He's that shortstop we keep talking about. And then, the single by Zingarello, bring in Miles, is the 2 runs that Portsmouth was able to put on the board. So now, again, leadoff hitter on for Portsmouth, top of the 5th inning, no outs. That is Bowden Driscoll, and that brings that Minkler. There's Minkler again.
Yes,
so Minkler, the leadoff hitter, he's 2 for 2 in the game so far. Big cut. Just has a really nice swing.
Great swing. O'Connell there just said, all right, I'm going to give you my fastball, see if you can hit it. And he snuck it by him.
So he's hit a line drive to left field to lead off the game. He hit a line drive to center field. And now an 0-1 pitch coming with no outs in the top of the 5th inning. Oh, and that turned a bunt, and that one under his feet. Bowden Driscoll turns all the way, big turnaround second, but that ball got way back behind Maggie Fox, and that was just a wild pitch. That one just spiked in the dirt.
Yeah, it advances the runner over to second, and now they've got a runner in scoring position here with no outs.
So Minkler at the plate, Bowden Driscoll at second base, and a 1-1 count with no outs. Aiden taking a peek over there at second base, brings the pitch and throws a curveball, and boy, it's a big cut. But just has Minkler off balance a little bit with that swing and gets him down 1-2.
Yeah, I'm surprised he went and showed bunt. It certainly worked.
That ball was thrown under his feet. I mean, he literally jumped up like he was jumping rope to get away from that one, and it did move the runner Driscoll up to second base. But that was a dangerous pitch for sure. As you squared a bunt, if that ball's coming in on you, boy, there's not many more things that are scary than that.
It's gonna leave a mark.
It's gonna leave a mark. So he jumped out of the way, but 1-2 pitch here, Minkler from O'Connell, fouls it off, goes down to one knee with that swing. I mean, he was late on the swing, just kind of a protective swing.
Yeah, just under it.
And just fouls it off, stays alive at the plate. Again, 2 for 2 in this game so far is Minkler. Line drive to left field, line drive to center field. And Minkler trying to protect now with this 1-2 count. O'Connell looking in, shaking off a pitch, and will deliver. And a curveball grounded to Carter Crowley up the middle, able to hold the bag. The ball kind of got away a little bit from Bergeron. He was able to hold the bag with a stretch, and that'll be the first out. Zingarello moves over to third base on that play, but Carter Crowley makes the play and eliminates Minkler for the first time in the game.
Yeah, you could see that ball tail as it came in from Crowley. He threw it hard and just was tailing to the left of Bergeron, who made a great stretch and a great defensive catch there to get the out.
Stretching out that reconstructed left shoulder.
That's it.
After the hockey season injury that ended his hockey season is Bergeron. So he was able to stretch that shoulder out and make that play. Good to see.
Yeah, that's a great comeback. So we missed him so much there down the stretch with hockey, but thankfully he was able to salvage his baseball season.
Yeah, it's good to see him back on the field, back doing what he loves, and that's just a good play there by a good defensive unit. So Aiden O'Connell brings the pitch. The batter is Hindle now, so 1-1 count to Hindle. And runner on third base is Bowden Driscoll after he was hit by the pitch, advanced to second on the wild pitch, and then got over to third base after Minkler hit the ground ball to Carter Crowley for the first out of the inning. Ooh, that pitch is up and in, as they say, and pushes Hindle off the plate pretty quickly.
Yeah, got to be high 90s. I'm sorry, high 80s anyway, coming right at your chin.
High 80s, left-handed batter with a left-handed pitcher on the mound coming right at your chin. Yeah, that is scary. He actually calls timeout here, maybe to collect himself. Right. So 2-1 is your score here, top of the 5th inning. Portsmouth Clippers lead your Bedford Bulldogs. And 2-1 count to Hindle. Runner on third base is Bowden Driscoll. And 1 out here in the inning. And that ball is hit hard down to third base. A diving play by Bergeron. He stabs it, makes the play at first base.
Excellent defensive effort there by Bergeron. Just lay out towards first base and get that ball, get the quick out, holds the runner at third. We got 2 down. Definitely a rock-solid play there by Bergeron at first.
Yeah, great play there by Connor Bergeron, and that ball gets out to right field. It's certainly scoring a run, but there's extra bases in mind for Hindle as well, because that ball was hit hard down the line, and Dubois was coming in hard, but it's probably extra bases as it would have kind of gotten into foul territory. So 2 outs now. Miles steps to the plate. A strikeout victim in the first inning, walked in the 4th inning, and runner on third base is still Bowden Driscoll.
And I'm just watching this stance again. He's got that long, wide stance, and normally out of the hitters that you see who have an approach like this, they'll load as the pitcher is delivering the ball, but he just stays. He just relies so much on his core strength to hit the ball.
Core strength and quick hands.
Yeah.
And if you are watching at home, take a quick Google or a quick YouTube. Once we're in the break here, take a look at Jeff Bagwell's swing, and I assure you this is what Jeff Bagwell looked like. Maybe Bagwell was a little bit lower, but it was the feet don't move. It's all hands and core, and it's the same type of swing right there. So fun to see, and Coach Fox, certainly if we get a chance to talk to him again later in the game, we'll talk about that. And we like to talk about kind of hitters that emulate old school power hitters. This is definitely a Jeff Bagwell.
Jeff Bagwell, part of the Killer Bees.
Killer Bees, for sure. So 1-2, 2 outs here, top of the 5th inning, 2-1 the lead for Portsmouth. That ball is pulled down the line, but going to be foul for Miles. That ball, again, quick hands. He's able to turn on an Aiden O'Connell. That was a curveball, but he's able to turn on that pitch and, get good bat on it for sure. So Miles, now a 1-2, or still a 1-2 count. 2 outs here, top of the 5th inning. Again, Clippers lead at 2-1. This pitching duel, again, Bedford finds itself in a low-scoring pitching game with Aiden O'Connell on the mound. And Miles stands in for that 1-2 pitch. That ball is way outside and high. It's going to be a wild pitch, and it's going to score Bowden Driscoll from third. That's a pitch that just got away from Aiden. That ball was probably 4 feet over Maggie's head.
Yeah. So that just sailed on him all the way to that backstop, which is so far back. And unfortunately, that run comes in from third, and now we are down by 2, 3-1 Portsmouth.
So 3-1 your score now. The Clippers lead it over your Bedford Bulldogs. 2-2 count, 2 Miles with 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. And that is going to be a run that this Bedford team is going to want back at some point. That's going to be strike 3. And, Miles looks back at the umpire, but there's no question. That was just a good curveball, and he beat him.
Great pitch.
So 3 outs, but that run scores. That Bowden Driscoll gets hit by a pitch to lead off the inning, and anytime a leadoff runner gets on, the likelihood of them scoring, the percentages go up. But he gets to second base on a wild pitch, then gets to third base on a ground ball out by Minkler, and then scores on another wild pitch. And again, something we haven't seen here, and with Aiden O'Connell on the mound, a little bit of control, and just a couple wild pitches cost a run.
Yeah.
So
that's it. The little things. Small ball.
No run, or 1 run, I should say, on no hits, and that's again just something you don't see. No runners left on base. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Quick moving game. Carlisle and O'Connell, both starters for their respective teams, still on the mound. Carlisle will come out for the bottom of the 5th, and he will face Bergeron, Muir, and Henry Dubois as he starts his 5th inning here of work. And again, fast-moving game here at Bedford, and it might be a good thing because I'll tell you, we talked about this weather being so good. It's getting dark, some heavier clouds coming in, and it's getting a little cooler down at the field. You see a lot more jackets now and hoods on, which has been more the norm around here. But of course, you are still here in shorts.
Of course.
You're at hockey games in shorts, and you're at baseball games no matter what the weather in shorts as well.
That's just that's my style. When I get out of the work clothes, I like to go right to the shorts.
I love it. So,
and I've been out of work this week because of school vacation. I figured I'd take some time, get some yard work done, get my honey-do list. And, as a fellow parent of spring athletes and winter athletes, these school vacation weeks, I mean, we're all envious of the people that are off in a nice warm climate, sitting on a beach, drinking a margarita. But here we are, freezing cold, and can't really go anywhere. But I'll tell you, I wouldn't trade it. It's just fun to be able to watch these kids play, and I'll have plenty of time later on down the road to take a vacation.
No doubt about it. So Bergeron gets up, first pitch swinging. He's going to hit that ball to right field. It's going to pull Bowden Driscoll, who just scored the 3rd run of the game for Portsmouth, pretty far back in right field, but
that's hard hit. That's probably the best contact we've had off of this.
Outside of the foolish double,
true.
Foolish double at center field, but that was a hard hit ball by Bergeron, first pitch swinging. But he's going to be the first out of the inning, a fly ball to right field, and that'll bring up Maddox Muir. the player you were talking about that keeps you here in the cold weather. But again, you're right. I wouldn't trade any of these vacation weeks for the world, because these are the moments, being part of these kids' journeys all the way up through their sports and doing what they love and watching and being a part of that is something that is really, really fun. So we will have plenty of time to go on vacation.
Absolutely. Goes by quick.
Goes by really fast. Muir goes down 0-1 here, now quickly 0-2 with a foul ball. Carlisle, again, continuing to work well. Bedford putting more bats on the ball as this game progresses, better contact. But again, just not able to find the grass out there and get some threats going.
Mm-hmm.
So Muir 0-2, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 3-1 the score. The Portsmouth Clippers beating the Bedford Bulldogs. Muir now takes a ball, 1-2. So it's interesting with that. Driscoll scores that last run, and then that ball finds him first at bat out in right field, finds him, and he makes another play.
Yeah.
Things come in bunches in this game of baseball.
They sure do.
Muir sits back on that curveball, fouls it off, a protective swing. He was sitting fastball there, adjusted to the curveball, perfectly executed, and stays alive here.
Lives to see another pitch.
Lives to see another pitch.
It's a full defensive swing.
It was. So 1-2 count, 1 out here, bottom of the 5th inning. And here's the pitch. Oh, fouls off, hits the underneath the brim of his helmet there. Kind of knocked his helmet off. That's how much he hit on top of that ball.
Yeah.
Kind of bounced right down and right back up at him.
Definitely a tough hop, and this is one of those moments where I'll reserve the right to not say anything that would embarrass my son.
Right. So a 1-2 count to Muir. Carlisle throws the curveball. He hangs off of that pitch now, 2-2.
And all of his grandparents are actually here today, so they're not listening on BCTV because they're actually here at the game. So I could probably get away with something today of all days, but again, I'll refrain.
I mean, if you're down here watching, I'd put a little AirPod in and maybe listen to us too, right? You get a little bit more of the stats. That ball is hit right back to Carlisle. Carlisle takes his time, underhands it over to first base. Oh, that is Driscoll. Sorry, I was saying Driscoll made the catch in right field. That's Zingarello in right field.
Right.
That pitch is Bowden Driscoll is playing first base.
And I was clearly paying close attention to that.
You did not cover me there. But nonetheless, Maddox Muir goes down 1-3, and that's the second out of the inning. A good at-bat, sees a lot of pitches, but unfortunately loses that battle to Carlisle and brings up Henry Dubois, the right fielder for this Bedford team today. Grounded out to the third baseman in his first at-bat. And he saw first pitch swinging last time, or he saw one pitch, grounded it to third base. This time takes a pitch, that's high.
And, I've said it in other broadcasts, but I am just so impressed with the poise of Henry Dubois at the plate. He is just a patient hitter. He's not going to swing at junk. Here's the play.
Good. Again, he sits on that curveball. Looks like he got that curveball again, was just kind of hitting it into the ground, turning over on it, and he is eliminated 5-3 again. That play to the third baseman, Miles, over to Bowden Driscoll. And the Bulldogs go down 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. They're running out of at-bats to put something together, but good news is 3-1 score, and we head to the top of the 6th inning with the Clippers leading 3-1. We'll be back with you in just a few minutes. And welcome back here to the Bedford SAU field for today's NHIAA action between the Portsmouth Clippers and your Bedford Bulldogs. We head to the top of the 6th inning here. The Clippers leading the Bulldogs 3-1. Aiden O'Connell returns to the mound for the 6th inning here and starts off the batter Lampert with a swinging strike there for Lampert. This Bedford team just able to cobble together just 2 hits, 1 run on 2 hits here so far against Carlisle, and the Portsmouth squad has put together just a better outing with hits and be able to get 3 runs here. 2 of those hits coming from Minkler early in the game. And,
I can't imagine they have many more than 2.
We got that ball's hit hard down to second base. Foulis picks it up, throws it over to Bergeron for the first out. Turn that over, and we'll get the hits for Portsmouth here in just a second. But
it's taken advantage of the base runners they've been able to get on base, and that's part of it. If they can move whoever they get on against a great pitcher, you're going to have some success, and they've certainly done that. But they can't have more than
they got 4 hits.
4 hits.
So
okay.
two of those are to Minkler, and then there's a hit for Zingarello, an RBI single, and a hit for Carlisle. And that's the 4 hits for Portsmouth. So now 1 out here at a 1-1 or 1-0 count to the hitter Zingarello, who had one of those RBI singles his last at bat. Didn't score. He was stranded at third. That was the bases loaded 4th inning for Portsmouth, and they were able to get out of that inning with the pitching of Aiden O'Connell. So 1-1 count, 1 out here, top of the 6th inning, 3-1 your score. Portsmouth Clippers leading the Bedford Bulldogs. 1-1 count to Zingarello. Here comes that pitch. Curveball blocked nicely there by Maggie. Don't have pitch counts here for Aiden O'Connell or Carlisle, but Aiden's got to be getting up there in pitches.
Yeah, I think it broke our pitch counter the last game we did. It was so cold.
It was so cold. It froze.
And it snapped. At least that's what we said. That's what we said. But I think we had to return that to Hinton, Jeremy Hinton, of course, giving us that pitch counter for that game to try to help us through, but weren't able to keep up with everything that was going on there, that's for sure. So a 2-2 pitch here to Zingarello, 1 out. He is he is able to hold. Boy, from this angle, I thought he did go around. Umpire was asked down the first base line, and he said he didn't go. So now that moves the count to full, 3-2 to Zingarello. His first at bat in the 2nd inning, he grounded into the double play, the 4-6-3 double play turned by Bedford, and then the RBI single, of course, in the 4th inning. Good at bat here, put together by Zingarello, the 5 hitter for this Portsmouth team. Portsmouth came into the game hitting .274 on the year so far, and I would say they're probably right around that zone again today. Yeah, I think it's something. It could just be because it's school vacation, but I feel some late game heroics coming on by the Bedford Bulldogs today.
I like it. Zingarello goes down, just as you say that, Zingarello goes down on a swinging strike, and that'll be the 2nd out of the inning, the 2nd out of the top of the 6th inning, bringing Devin Driscoll to the plate. Driscoll grounded out to Connor Bergeron in the 2nd inning at first base, and then walked in the 4th inning. And Aiden O'Connell brings a pitch, a big cut there, fouled straight back to Devin Driscoll. He goes down 0-1. Just taking a look down the right field line in the bullpen, warming up, looks to be number 22, Nolan Arnold. Looks to be warming up in possible relief work of Aiden O'Connell at some point. Bowden Smith also out there, so I wasn't sure. I think Nolan Arnold was warming up. I'm not sure if Bowden Smith was also warming up. And looks like Maddox Muir would maybe on some protection duty out in right field too. Always important to have somebody protecting the bullpen unit as they warm up, because there is no cover over the bullpen.
Which is another potential opportunity for a fine, generous Bedford donor to perhaps install a nice bullpen where you don't have to worry about getting killed. I know they're doing that at the Fisher Cats this year. They've upgraded, and the Fisher Cats used to have to warm up on the field as well. Granted, this is not the Fisher Cats, and it is a great complex, don't get me wrong.
Devin Driscoll is going to get the 5th hit of the game for this Portsmouth Clippers unit. Aiden looks like he's just upset with himself on that pitch. I think he left that one a little bit too over the plate for an 0-2 pitch. Driscoll's able to line that to center field. Tagliaferro quickly collects it, and Driscoll now stands at first base with a single.
And 2 outs, you see. Let's see how aggressive they are on the base paths. They have been all game, so I wouldn't be surprised if you're going to see Aiden, I think, come back, maybe throw. Actually, with 2 outs, he's probably just going to worry about the hitter, and he goes ahead one strike.
So that hitter is Carlisle, the pitcher that we've been talking about for this Clipper team today. He struck out in the 3rd inning and then flew out to right field. Henry Dubois out in right field in the 4th inning. So he is quickly down 0-2. And this is almost a carbon copy so far of that first at-bat that Carlisle had, where Aiden O'Connell just kind of blew him away with 3 straight fastballs. So no more thinking, just fire the ball. Ooh, Carlisle able to foul that one back.
Just got a piece.
Just barely got a piece of it. That was almost strike 3. But no thinking here, just kind of fire hard and see if we can get out of this inning, this 3rd out in the bottom of this, or the top of the 6th inning, so that we can get back to the plate and see if we can scratch across a few runs. Aiden takes a quick look over there at Devin Driscoll, standing on first base. Doesn't look like Devin is looking to be running at any point. So Carlisle stands in and
Oh.
fouls. Okay.
Oh, he did get a piece.
Did
of
get a
that.
piece of
Wow.
it. Maggie knew right away because she didn't react to like maybe a pass
Pass ball.
ball, but fouled off her mitt, not able to squeeze it, and we got another pitch here for Aiden O'Connell. 0-2 the count, 2 outs. Top of the 6th inning, 3-1 your score. The Clippers lead it over your Bedford Bulldogs. Aiden O'Connell ready for the 0-2 pitch. And that ball is hit hard over to Foulis. Foulis can either go to second or first. He chooses to go to second over to Crowley. Gets the easy force play. And that'll end the Portsmouth Clippers' 6th inning. They get 1 hit and no runs. And we'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Your Bedford Bulldogs looking to get a little rally going, down 3-1.
We got 6 more outs to do it.
6 more outs to do it. We got 6 more plate appearances. Carlisle did look like somebody was warming up out in the left field line for Portsmouth. We don't have all of the numbers and stats here for this Portsmouth team, and we don't know who could potentially come in. But we do know that Nolan Arnold was warming up for this Bedford team. So if Aiden O'Connell doesn't come out for the 7th inning, you likely will see Nolan Arnold.
Yeah, it'll be real interesting. I've seen Aiden throw more pitches in some games over summer ball, and that he really he's got a lot of stamina. He can throw a lot of pitches. So we'll see. We'll see what Coach Chapman decides to do here.
So we'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Clippers lead it 3-1. And just a scheduling note, tomorrow, doubleheader here for this Bedford Bulldogs team. And we'll be over in we'll be down at Holman Stadium tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. And we're going to be actually covering that game in conjunction with Nashua ETV. Tom King will be working. I'll be side by side with Tom King tomorrow for that 10 a.m. game against Nashua South at Holman Stadium.
Okay.
And it'll be also simulcast on BCTV. So if you're in Nashua, you'll be able to watch the Nashua ETV version, and if you're in Bedford, you'll be able to watch us on BCTV. And looking forward to that game against Nashua South tomorrow.
I'm gonna do one better on that game. I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna go watch it live.
Oh, you're gonna watch it? You're gonna go watch the game live?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to live on the edge, make
All
the
right.
20-minute ride down to Nashua.
I like that. I like that a lot. And then tomorrow, again, doubleheader for this Bedford team. They'll be playing Londonderry at 3 o'clock. So that was the game we were talking about on Tuesday was supposed to be played. There was going to be, or Monday, rain, delays that game. And now we head over to Londonderry after the Nashua game. So 2 away games on the same day at different fields, different facilities. So be interesting to see.
Absolutely. And now that would be Nashua South?
Nashua South tomorrow. Yeah. So stepping to the plate here in the bottom of the 6th inning, Patrick Folis, who has a double and scored on the Carter Crowley RBI single following his at-bat. And he takes a first pitch ball.
Yeah, it was great to see him get that monkey off his back, get that first hit of the season, drove that ball out to center field, one-hop the fence.
Yeah, no doubt that was a nice piece of hitting. He had been seeing the ball well, just hadn't broken through, and then broke through with a big double in a big way. Now takes 2-0 here. So Carlisle still on the mound for the Portsmouth Clippers, and we are here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 3-1 your score. The Clippers lead at 3-1. But again, you've called late inning heroics. I think you're feeling it, and I like that feeling. And I'd like to see Bedford come back and win this one. Carlisle delivers a low curveball to Foulis, and now he's quickly up 3-0, and a lead runner here would be fantastic.
That's a great eye. It looks like I don't know what he was trying to communicate over to the bench there on that 3-0, but I can't see him. Oh, he gave him the green light on 3-0. Look at that. Wow.
So as we tend to do, we have some listeners out there helping us out, and we were talking earlier about the shortstop here for this Portsmouth Clipper team, Minkler. He's going to be attending Virginia Tech. He's a senior, and he's going to be attending Virginia Tech, I'm assuming to play baseball. That's pretty cool.
That is great. Thank you, whoever communicated that information to you. I called it. This kid's going somewhere.
Kid's going somewhere. So Andrew Fenn on the camera here today, helping, or from BCTV, we're kind of working the camera, and he was able to collect that information for us and feed it over to us. So appreciate that for sure. So leadoff walk here for Foulis. He takes first base, and he now represents the well, at least the second run of the game here for this Bedford team. I was going to say the tying run, but I forgot that they hung another one there in the last inning. So Foulis, leadoff walk, brings up Carter Crowley. See if we can get a little magic here again out of this duo that was able to put together a run the last time they came through the order. And then after that, we'll be back to the top of the lineup with Tagliaferro and O'Connell. So hopefully we see both of those and maybe a couple more batters this inning. Maybe scratch across at least a run. Curve ball there, down low, 2-0.
You see the legendary Joe Flaherty here at the field today. Selling some Coca-Cola products, I'm sure. Just a huge fan of all Bedford sports, making a quick stop by to check out some Bedford Little League action, Bedford High School action. Bedford Little League. Boy, we haven't been in Little League in a long time,
Haven't
Jason.
been in Little League for a long time, but I'll tell you what, Joe Flaherty is he is Bedford Little League, right? So when you see Joe Flaherty, you think Bedford Little League, the cooking of the hamburgers and the fun and the laughs that we had down there at all those years growing up through that.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, that's what Joe Flaherty brings, is those memories.
He does. He brings those memories. They actually named they sell slushies over there, and they actually named it a Joe slushie.
I love it.
I never had one. I missed my time to have one, but I'm wondering if it was the blue or the red. I'll have to check.
We'll have to check.
And what made it a Joe slushie, I wonder.
Don't know.
Good question.
Have to find out the history there, but. Yeah, Joe was always down there working. If he wasn't cooking burgers, he was raking fields, he was lining fields, and there's so many volunteers throughout the community, Bedford community, that kind of help all these Bedford baseball players continue to love and grow that love for the game. But there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes that us parents, really take a lot of pride in doing for this town, and it's fun to see.
Oh, I had so much fun those Little League years going down. I'd go down because I could actually walk to the Bedford Little League field, and when our irrigation wasn't working all that well, I'd go down and just water the fields on those real hot summer days to make sure the complex looked perfect. Speaking of Bedford Little League, I see the head coach of the last state championship Bedford Little League team that we had back in 2016, and Todd O'Connell is here today watching his nephew Aiden pitch on the mound. But talk about another legendary volunteer.
No doubt about it. And yeah, he was down there all the time, and there's so many great stories, that continue to kind of see when you're down at this field, you're watching these kids play. You always kind of bring back those memories, and then kind of these kids are creating more memories as we speak. So now Carter Crowley's going to draw another walk. So Carlisle has walked the first two hitters of the inning, and Patrick Folos now stands on second base after walking. Carter Crowley stands on first base, and that brings the top of the lineup back to the plate, and Dominic Tagliaferro. And this is what we were talking about. Get a few runners on. Coach now for Portsmouth Clippers has already made a visit, so if there's another visit, there will be a pitching change if there's another visit in this inning, I should say.
Yeah, we also talked about the importance of, or just the contribution of the bottom of our lineup today. They've been able to get on. They are responsible for the one run that we do have, and now you've got you've got two on, top of the order, and Tagliaferro at the plate. So we're in a great position to provide those late game heroics that I'm counting on.
You're counting on, and I like it. And again, right, the key here is going to be getting through with one of those big timely hits, right? Just 2 hits in the game given up by Carlisle to this Bedford team so far. And Tagliaferro looks to bunt there, and Carter Crowley does get back. I think he squared around, and I think the umpire said that he was not able to pull that back. The ball was in the dirt, but he is saying that he was not able to pull that back. So now Tagliaferro down 0-2. Huh. Ball was in the dirt, and he didn't pull it back fast enough, but the umpire called it a strike. So
yeah, and now Coach Chapman wants to have a quick word with Tags just to make sure they're on the same page. But yeah, I thought he got back, but it's obviously he didn't. So here we are in the hole, 0-2.
So as Coach Chapman talks through the game plan with Tagliaferro, and Foulis stands on second, Carter Crowley on first. Bottom of the 6th inning, 3-1 Clippers. Portsmouth Clippers lead your Bedford Bulldogs, but Bedford putting together, I would say, pretty much their first rally of the game, and in terms of sustained rally, right? Runners on first and second with no outs. There really hasn't been a sustained rally. There was kind of a bang-bang double single, and then that was pretty much all the action we've seen from this Bedford offense so far. And Tagliaferro takes the 0-2 pitch from Carlisle. fouls it back. He just a defensive swing ends on his knee.
Down to the knee.
Down to the knee, just to kind of get, I've seen him score hockey goals on one knee.
Yeah.
But that one there, he was just defensively swinging to try to get, live to see another pitch. So 0-2 again, no outs. Bottom of the 6th inning. Carlisle looks in, takes a quick peek back at Foulis, and will deliver the pitch. Fastball high, 1-2. So again, better at bats as this game has progressed a little bit. They've seen more pitches. Carlisle's curveball maybe not, it doesn't have as much kind of snap on it that it maybe had in the first inning, because in the first inning it looked like he was unhittable.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, here's a delivery to Dominic.
1-2. There's that curveball. As I say it, that pitch had more snap and went outside. But boy, that's a tough pitch to lay off.
Yeah.
2-2 now.
That's great patience.
2-2 the count to Tagliaferro. This Bedford dugout, we're able to kind of hear it through the headset here, and it's definitely picked up some intensity, a little bit more kind of chanting coming from that bench.
Yeah, I didn't hear much. Well, it is hard to hear with the headphones on, but you can really hear it right now. They're certainly into this game, and they're playing again the game within the game.
And we are down that first base line. The sun is kind of starting to come down. The people on the first base line. Oh, Tagliaferro rips a ball to center field. It gets the center fielder turned around. It's going to get over his head. Late jump here for the runners, but Foulis is certainly going to score. Tagliaferro stands up with a double. Carter Crowley goes over to third base. So second and third with no outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Foulis scores to make it now 3-2. And your Bedford Bulldogs are putting on that late charge that you talked about, John. I like to see it.
Yeah, we're in great position here. We've got runners on second and third with no outs. I like our chances here. We've got O'Connell up the plate, followed by Hinton. We'll see what kind of. Oh, and we've got a mound visit, so this will be it.
This will be it now for Carlisle. So Carlisle gives up just 3 hits. So you look at the game that Carlisle threw. Carlisle threw a very, very good game. He's going to leave with the lead, but he also has 2 runners that are his responsibility on the bags. So if those 2 runners are to score, he will, be on the hook for the loss. But at this point, it's a 3-2 game. Carlisle will leave the game, and he did a great job in this game pitching and keeping this Bedford offense off balance. But on the good news side of the house, it is 3-2 Bedford down, second and third, and this Bedford offense seems to be turning it on a bit.
Yeah, this is
confidence.
Let's see who they're going to put on the mound here. They still have yet to take a warm-up pitch, so I'm wondering what we're kind of waiting on here.
So it looks like number 20, Elliot Miles, who, if you've been listening to the broadcast throughout the day, is the batter that seems to have the Jeff Bagwell-esque batting stance. So he is wearing the New England uniform with the hoodie, and will be taking the mound, and we'll see what he brings to the plate. Again, we have no stats on these pitchers. I don't know them at all in terms of kind of playing with them or playing against them, either in other games and other club teams, or even seeing them pitch last year. So first pitch, solid velocity, and
nice
this Bedford team can hit. This Bedford team can hit fastballs, that's for sure. One of the things that that kept them off balance today was that Carlisle curveball.
Yeah, and that's something, all of our boys, they get up to the varsity level, and that is one thing we know just about every varsity player in the state can do, and that's rip a fastball.
Yeah, they can sit on fastballs, and again, it's all about kind of the at-bats, and what do they do in those at-bats? How are they preparing? What are they thinking is coming? And then just making those adjustments. If that ball is outside, trying to punch it to right field if you're a right-handed hitter, and if it's inside, just turning over and pulling one. But again, good at bats. We're in this ball game. You have Aiden O'Connell on the mound. He's pitched 6 really, really strong innings in this game, and we're looking to get him a win. And he's 1-1 on the year, but he's just pitched against such the best pitchers he's gonna face.
Yeah, and if he can get one in the air here to left center, that wind is blowing hard out to left center.
It really is. So it does look like there's a few pitchers out in the Bedford bullpen as Miles is going to be ready for his first pitch. Bowden Smith and Steele Lambert out in right field warming up. And meanwhile, Miles takes a look, gets an understanding of the game situation that he's entering, and he was about to throw his first pitch to the two-hitter of this Bedford team, Aiden O'Connell. Again, no outs. Bottom of the 6th inning, runners on 2nd and 3rd. Aiden O'Connell steps to the plate against new pitcher Miles. And he takes a first pitch strike from the new pitcher. And he takes that one and maybe just gets a sense, okay, what do I got here? And
Yeah,
see what he's going to deliver. So the 0-1 count. Miles looks in and delivers. There's that curveball. So
curveball almost got him, it looked like, on that left ankle.
always, when you're throwing that curveball, keeping that down and in, it's a good idea to a lefty, especially because he'll turn over and roll one over. But any bat on ball right now should, in theory, try to get that runner from third home. That ball is outside. That runner at third, of course, being Carter Crowley after he walked in his at-bat this inning. First two batters reached on walks. That was Foulis and Crowley. Foulis has since scored on the double by Tagliaferro, who stands at second base. And here's the pitch from Miles, and Aiden O'Connell rips one to right field. That one's going to get down, and that's going to score 2 runs. Aiden O'Connell is hustling into second base with a double. It's going to be a 2-run double for Aiden O'Connell, and the late inning heroics that you called have come through. Those runs will be charged to Carlisle, of course.
Yeah.
And Bedford will go up 4-3 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Still no outs.
Yeah, and talk about Aiden helping his cause, right? He goes in, throws a great game, and now he gets that 2-run RBI to put this team ahead 4-3. Fantastic.
So 3 runs here, all charged to Carlisle in the inning. And
here's the beauty. No outs.
No outs.
No.
So we're just now starting the 6th inning, and we've taken the lead now, 4-3. Jack Hinton steps to the plate. He is a strikeout victim in the 1st inning and then grounded into a double play in the 4th inning, so 0 for 2 on the day so far, much like many of these hitters until this inning. And looks like Coach Fox making the run out to second base. Now, typically you see the batter run back, but in this case, Coach Fox getting some exercise running out from first out to second base. I mean, Foxy
staying warm.
Foxy can, he'll run 7-8 miles in a day.
He's like a mongoose out there. He's quick too.
Just quick, fast. So, no outs here. Bottom of the 6th inning, 4-3. The lead now for the Bedford Bulldogs. Hinton takes a strike, so now a 1-1 count. And Jack Rizzo running by the broadcast booth, making some noise here. Just
Very
a lot of
loud,
excitement.
I thought we had
Hinton lifts one to short, and Minkler makes the catch there at short, just a pop right behind second base. Aiden O'Connell has to stay home, and that'll be the first out, so a pop out there for Hinton to the shortstop is the first out of the inning, so 1 out. In the bottom of the 6th inning, your Bedford Bulldogs lead 4-3 over the Portsmouth Clippers, and stepping to the plate is number 9, playing left field, the 7th position, Danny Black.
big, strong hitter here. Danny Black takes a huge monster cut, a big daddy hack, as we like to call that.
A big daddy hack. He just gets under that and misses it. He grounded out to the pitcher in the 1st inning. To the first baseman in the 1st inning. Grounded out to the pitcher in the second, in his second at bat in the 4th inning, and there's that
Aiden
curveball.
O'Connell takes off and easily gets into third. Steals with ease. Gets a little dirt on the jersey. Mom won't like that.
So 2 strikes, though, to Danny Black. Danny Black took a curveball there. That was a very, very good curveball. And now 0-2 to Danny Black. Again, 0 for 2 on the game so far. One of the leading hitters on the team in terms of batting average coming into the game, hitting .421. So he can put the bat on the ball, just needs to find that pitch. And here it is from Miles. That ball's way outside. Clark doing a good job of getting out to get that ball. And
Yeah, and Danny, this here's your state champion quarterback of the Bedford Bulldog football team.
That is
Danny
correct.
Black. What a heck of a season.
Oh, big
Another
cut
big
there,
daddy,
and that's going to be a strikeout. So Danny Black is the first strikeout victim of Miles, the new pitcher for the Clippers. And now 2 outs. Runner on third base is Aiden O'Connell. Stepping to the plate, Connor Bergeron, playing first base today, number 14. He grounded out to Minkler in his first at-bat, 2nd inning, and we called that a Jeter-esque play. Well, he's going to Virginia Tech, so that tells us a little bit more about him. And in his second at-bat, he hit a ball hard to right field. This ball, he's grounded to second base. Second baseman Hindle makes the easy play. First pitch swinging there for Bergeron, and that ends the inning. But not before your Bedford Bulldogs hang 3 runs on the board and take the lead 4-3, now heading to the top of the 7th inning. And we'll see if it's going to be Aiden O'Connell or a different pitcher for this Bedford team as we head to this pivotal top of the 7th inning.
Thinking we're going to see Aiden close this out. He's no one out of the mound, or no one out of the dugout yet, because he was actually out on third, and at the here he comes. Yep.
So he is coming out, and we're going to see Aiden O'Connell. He's going to go for the complete game, and right now, as it stands, he stands to win this game. If he can close out this inning, he stands to win the game, and just a matter of getting these last 3 outs, and he will be facing the 8-9-1 hitter.
Check that. Coach Chapman is making a change.
Okay, we got Bowden Smith.
A little confusion there. Aiden went to the mound thinking he was going to close it out.
Yeah.
He had all of us fooled. I think he thought he was going to close it out as well, and we've got a new pitcher.
So again, nothing changes in terms of him being on the hook for the win. So now now coming in to get the save will be Bowden Smith. So number 8, Bowden Smith. He sees his, this will be his 2nd game of action. Trying to see if there's any other defensive changes here. So Aiden O'Connell's going to go to right field. Bowden Smith's going to take the mound. Looks like Maggie Fox is warming up behind the dish, so she'll remain in the game there. So that looks like Bowden Smith is likely having entered for Henry Dubois in right field. And then Henry Dubois will be down. That's what it looks like. I'm trying to make sense of the lineup change. We don't get the luxury of anybody giving us any sort of information.
Right.
So we got to just kind of call it as we see it, and that's what I'm seeing so far. So Bowden Smith will be on the mound to try to get the close or get the save here, and he's thrown 2.2 innings of work so far. He's faced 14 batters. He's got 1 loss. He's given up just 1 hit, 1 run, 1 of those earned. He gave up 5 walks and 2 strikeouts, and if I recall, the game that he lost was that Pinkerton game. Came into the situation with a runner on and unfortunately walked a batter or 2 in that game, and I believe walked in the winning run for Pinkerton in a tough 3-2 loss earlier this year. So if my memory serves me correctly, I believe that's the game that he pitched so far.
Well, sometimes I like your memories, Jason. Sometimes I don't.
Right.
That one I don't necessarily like.
That's not one I really want to remember,
right.
But yeah, it is.
It happens. It's like being a goalie in hockey, right? You're the hero or the goat.
So Bowden Smith enters the game, and he will be facing the 8-9-1 hitters for this Portsmouth Clippers team. Again, Clippers down. Bedford leading 4 runs to 3 here in the top of the 7th inning. He'll be facing 8-9-1 Husky Bowden Driscoll, so there'll be a Bowden on Bowden match up there, and the leadoff hitter Minkler, who is a special talent that we've seen play today. So let's get through the first couple of hitters first, though. Husky steps to the plate. And looks like they've got a pinch hitter. So this is not Husky. This is number 21, Xavier Lampert. So Sebastian Lampert, we assume his brother, is the DH for this team, but it looks like Husky is being hit for. Xavier Lampert steps into the plate.
Nice fastball for a strike, 1-1.
1-1 count there. Trying to make sure I get my notes right here. Keep a scorebook as I do this, because otherwise I'll lose track of the game.
You have multiple talents, Jason.
Multiple tasks here when you call one of these games down here. So another strike, another fastball on the inside edge of the plate there from Bowden Smith, and he's quickly up on Xavier Lampert.
That was a gift we'll take.
1-2.
Looked a little low and inside, but
no outs here.
Maggie framed it perfectly.
Yeah, you love the frame. No outs here. 1-2 the count. Top of the 7th inning, and a great
curveball that was not called.
Oh, I thought the umpire was standing up to strike him out, ring him up.
I'm going to go with a makeup call for that last pitch. Call me crazy.
And Bowden Smith looks in for the pitch. 2-2, no outs. Top of the 7th inning. High pitch taken, so Xavier Lampert able to hold back on that swing. That pitch looks so great as a hitter. You got to be able to hold up on that pitch, that high fastball for sure. And he was able to do that there. So Xavier now 3-2. looks for the pitch from Bowden Smith, and here it is. A fastball blows it
Yes.
right by him, and he gets an out, the first out of the inning.
Great composure, a couple of interesting pitches, calls, what have you. Doesn't let it get to him and just sticks with his game and gets the strikeout. Beautiful job.
So Bowden Smith gets the first strikeout. His, let's see, that is his, what do we got here for strikeouts? He's a strikeout pitcher. That's his third strikeout of the year. And the first pitch ball to Bowden Driscoll. So Bowden Smith versus Bowden Driscoll matchup you don't see often.
It's Bowden on Bowden.
Bowden on Bowden right here. 1 out, top of the 7th inning. Bedford Bulldogs lead it 4-3 here at the SAU field here home in Bedford. And that's a strike. I almost thought it hit Bowden.
With an inside strike that Maggie was framing again really well. She's doing a great job back there.
So 1-1 now, the count, 1 out. Quick note, we thank BCTV again for all this great coverage of Bedford baseball and all these Bedford sports. Even in the pouring rain last night, the lacrosse games, they were there covering these games.
They were there. There's a
great curveball
strike.
Bowden Smith just showing a curveball that these hitters have not seen. And it's very much like when Bedford saw Carlisle for the first time. They're seeing Bowden Smith, and Bowden has if not a better curveball. He's got one of the best, I think, in the state.
He certainly does.
Oh,
that one stayed inside, hit him.
That is the second time now that Bowden Driscoll has been hit by a pitch. The last time he scored, after it was a hit by pitch, wild pitch, he was able to score. Second hit by pitch of the game, and that's going to bring up Minkler, the shortstop here for this Portsmouth Clippers team. And he is 2 for 3 in the game. Line drive single to left, line drive single to center, ground ball to the shortstop in his third at bat. Also a functional play, though, because it moved the runner from second to third. And he steps to the plate here again. And
yeah, Virginia Tech commit, we've learned. Just as having an excellent day, not only at the plate, but in the field.
So 1 out here. Bowden Smith on the mound faces the leadoff hitter, Portsmouth Clippers leadoff hitter, Minkler. And Bedford leads at 4-3. Bowden Smith looking to get the save, and that's wow, Bowden Smith's move quick, and that is a quick throw over to Bergeron.
Yeah, that thing came a little to Bergeron's right. He was able to get his glove over there and keep that ball in front of him.
There's a strike, and Maggie Fox quickly, every pitch coming up, looking to fire. It does look like there's a pinch runner, number 6, Peyton Robinson, running for Bowden Driscoll at first base. So maybe a little bit more speed there, and quick throw this time. Not as quick over there that time, just kind of keeping Robinson close at first base. Minkler waiting for his second pitch. He's down 0-1 in the count. And here's that pitch. High fastball. Maggie again up quickly, looking for that potential stolen base threat at first base, and Robinson. So a 1-1 count, 1 out, top of the 7th inning. Bedford Bulldogs lead at 4-3 here down at the SAU field. Bowden Smith looking to deliver, and that curveball comes in, freezes Minkler with that curveball. Again, I think that's the first time Minkler's seen that pitch in this at-bat, but it is a very aggressive curveball, a 12-6er.
It is.
That really works.
It is a 12-6er. It just arcs right in there nicely.
So the 1-2 pitch, and Minkler stays back. He learned enough to know Carter Crowley was pulled over to the bag, looking at maybe just covering second base there. And that ball was getting down no matter what. Just a line drive, single to left field, puts Minkler on. And he's a good hitter. Right?
He's a great hitter.
He's a good hitter.
And, I'll take that kind of hit versus a power shot out somewhere beyond our outfielders. They were able to get it in, to hold those runners at first and second, and little quick chat at the mound with Maggie.
Looks like Coach Chapman coming out now as well. So Maggie went out, had a conversation quickly with Bowden, and Coach Chapman just calls timeout. So it'll be 1 out here. He's calling in his entire infield at this point, maybe just making sure they're all on the same page about how they're defensively going to line up and match up against the next batter, Hindle.
Yeah.
Again, another lefty coming to the plate.
This is one of those mound visits where, like we talked about earlier, fundamentals. Right now, Coach Chapman, I guarantee, is in there making sure that each and every individual in that infield is ready for where they're going to put that ball should it come their way.
So as Coach Chapman talks to his defensive squad on the mound, He now breaks, and the players retreat back to their positions with the understanding of how they're going to play this. One out, top of the 7th inning, 4-3 the lead here for the Bedford Bulldogs over the Portsmouth Clippers, who, Bedford was down 3-1 until the last inning, where they were able to get 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th to take the lead 4-3, and now Bowden Smith looks to close out this victory and earn the save for what has been another great pitching performance for Aiden O'Connell. Bowden Smith delivers. First pitch, strike, inside edge of the plate there. Hindle takes that pitch. Again, hasn't seen Bowden Smith yet.
Yeah, great low and inside delivery there.
He's grounded out twice to the first base, Connor Bergeron here in this game. So he's definitely a left-hander that turns the ball over. And that ball is hit hard. Tagliaferro coming in on it, not going to make the play. And that's going to drop, and that ball comes in quickly. And Hindle with a single, and we have now the bases loaded, 1 out for the Portsmouth Clippers, now threatening to tie and or do a little bit more damage in this top of the 7th inning.
Yeah, Dom was able to, I thought he was going to charge that ball and make the catch, but he made, I think, the smart play to just keep it in front of him and make the hard throw to third to make sure that runner didn't get home.
So the new pitcher for Portsmouth Clippers, Elliot Miles, now steps to the plate. He's the 3-hitter for this Portsmouth Clippers team, so he definitely can, do some damage at the plate. We've talked about his at-bats all throughout the day.
He shortened up his stance.
Yeah, I was just about to say, wait a second.
This was Bagwell.
This was Bagwell, I thought. So his first pitch that he sees from Bowden Smith is a ball, so a 1-0 count here. Bases loaded, 4-3 the lead for the Bulldogs here in the top of the 7th inning, but Portsmouth threatening with the bases loaded. And Bowden Smith looking to try to get out of this jam, try to induce a ground ball. And that's going to be a strike to Miles, a 1-1 count. Wow, yeah, I'm just, as I continue to watch this at bat, I'm trying to understand. Now we're into the bag. Interesting. Yeah. Very interesting.
You mix it up nicely.
So, Elliot Miles looking to see the 1-1 pitch. Here it is from Bowden Smith with that curveball, and he drops that pitch in.
Placement of that curve.
Oh, now 1-2, 1 out, bases loaded here at the SAU field. Bedford leads it 4-3 in the top of the 7th. Looking to get at least 1 out, trying to limit damage or get out of the inning with a ground ball double play. Bowden Smith, 1-2 pitch coming into Miles. And here it is, the curveball again. He sits back on it. It's up the middle. Diving play by Foulis. He can't make it. And that's going to score the tying run and the go-ahead run. Portsmouth now takes the lead 5-4 on that single by Miles up the middle. So he comes in, gets out of that jam that Bedford was that threatening in the last inning. They scored 3 runs, but he was able to get out of that with no further damage.
Yeah, and just to the right of Foulis.
Foulis just missed that.
Just missed it. Even if he were to get over there, it would have been really hard to actually gather the ball and get up and make that play even at second.
Yeah, so. Just even it would have been got to collect and kind of flip it out of my glove almost to Carter Crowley standing at second base. But 2-run score on that single by Miles, and he's able to close out that last inning, and that's going to do it for Bowden Smith. Bowden not happy with his performance there and angered a little bit, but he's given up 2 runs, the go-ahead run, the most important one at this point. Now the Clippers lead at 5-4 in the top of the 7th, and another pitching change here by Coach Chapman. It's going to be
Steele Lambert
on the mound, number 12. Steele is thrown 5 innings so far this season, faced 23 batters. He's given up 3 hits, 2 runs, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts. So just I remember the last game he was pitching, there was a very big jam there was a jam that was, I think the bases were loaded, and able to get out of that inning without any damage. And
was this the Pinkerton game?
I'm not sure if it was the Pinkerton game. It could have been.
I was really impressed with how he pitched during that Pinkerton game. He was, put in a difficult situation. He came in extra innings. He went pretty deep into the extra innings, if I remember correctly. And we had some errors of our own to get us the potential go-ahead run due to some base running. And Steele really kept his composure and played a great game. Ultimately, we ended up losing that game in extras, but I just thought he pitched a great few innings there. So a lot of confidence in him, and you want to talk about a ball that has some interesting movement on it. I mean, his delivery, I stood behind the plate, and his even his fastball has this tailing movement to it that is just really impressive. So I think he's going to be able to fool some kids here, and we'll get out of this.
Yeah, so the key now is runners on first and third, and the runner on first is Miles, who just had that big, that big 2-run single, and Hindle will be at third base. So first and third, Steele comes in, and he's looking to just get out of this inning now with no further damage so that the Bedford bats can come up and try to tie this game. But back and forth action, heading into the bottom of the 6th inning, Bedford's losing 3-1. They score 3, get up 4-3. Portsmouth comes right back out in the top of the 7th. Aiden O'Connell is pulled from the game. Bowden Smith goes out to try to secure the close. It gives up 2 runs, and now we're back down 5-4. And that's where we're at right now. Steele Lambert now towing the mound, and he'll face the 4-hitter in Sebastian Lampert, number 23, and that'll be his first pitch coming. And right away, Miles takes off. That pitch is way inside. Miles takes second base with ease, and I don't think there's going to be a throw there either way. But now you got runners on second and third, both in scoring position. 1 out, top of the 7th inning, and one ball, no strikes to Sebastian Lampert. And Steele steps off the mound, pulling everybody in now on the infield, and looking to see if they come up with that. Now they don't have to. The runners don't have to break to home. Bases are not loaded, so it's just trying to make sure that we don't give up another run. 2 balls now to Lampert. 2-0 the count. And that Portsmouth Clippers team has really come to life since scoring that go-ahead run. And Lampert readies for the 2-0 pitch from, and there's the play. Turns it over. Good.
And see, that's just good defense.
Good, solid D.
You bring in your infield to the grass. They're right there. They're in the position. If Pat is playing deeper in the hole, that's going to be a lot harder. It's going to be a lot harder to keep that runner from third from advancing. So
fortunately, that ball wasn't hit hard either. So in the case that Patrick was playing back and that ball is hit that softly, it's probably a base hit.
Yeah.
And maybe the runner doesn't even score because he's coming in charging so much. He's bringing all his momentum to the plate. But either way, now 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. The batter for Portsmouth is Zingarello. He does have an RBI single in this game. He grounded into a double play and struck out. And he, 2 outs here, he's got the chance with 1 single to really break this game open. Otherwise, Bedford comes up and that ball is hit to Bergeron. Bergeron collects it, hits first,
job.
And that will do it. So that will end the threat for Portsmouth. Steele Lambert comes in and closes out that inning, but not before Portsmouth Clippers take the 5-4 lead. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning, down 1 run after heading to the top of the 7th inning, up 1 run. So back and forth action here down at the SAU field. BCTV covering this game again. It's always so fun to be down at these fields, and we appreciate everything that BCTV and WBNH does to continue to carry all these games for this Bedford community and beyond. I mean, we're international. I know during the hockey season we were international.
Yeah.
I'm sure during this baseball season we're international as well, and that's what it's all about, making sure that the fans, families, friends, grandparents, they can all watch these games from the comforts of their homes if they can't make it down here to the field where it is the best to watch.
Yeah, so. And I mentioned last night their coverage of the girls lacrosse game in that monsoon-like weather we had, and I failed to mention that the Bedford Bulldog lady lacrosse players were able to beat BG last night for, I think, probably one of the first times. I've been watching ladies lacrosse in Bedford for years. My daughter played, and she's now off to college, but BG has always been an extremely difficult school to beat in lacrosse. Unfortunately, our boys played them really tough, but I'll tell you, our girls, in the driving rain, were able to pull off a really impressive victory last night. So.
It's always great to beat BG. It's always great to see these teams getting their wins, and you're not going to get away with mentioning your daughter being away at college and me not mentioning Nichols Bison and just
your alma mater.
My alma mater, Nichols Bison. So, and as is perfect script writing, her brother, Maddox Muir, steps to the plate to lead off this inning against Miles. And big inning here for Bedford. They're scoreboard's gone out now, but Bedford losing this game 5-4 right now, bottom of the 7th inning, and their last at-bats here against Miles, the pitcher. Maddox Muir takes a first pitch strike, and we're off. And here comes the second pitch to Miles. Maddox Muir just drills a line drive single right on cue to what we would expect Maddox Muir to do in these situations. He's a gamer.
He sat on that ball and took it deep, or took it, right, hard hit right into center field.
So a great piece of hitting. Now, Henry Dubois steps to the plate. So the pitching, changes that were made were all done, I believe, on Henry Dubois's, on the scorecard, on his line item. But he is able to re-enter the game one time. So he looks to be re-entering this game now to hit. And we know the heroics this freshman has done for this team already this year in this first game of the year. Bases loaded against Keene in a 1-0 game. He hits a grand slam. So this kid has some pop. And against a fastball pitcher like Miles seems to be, he could launch a game winner here. That's for sure. And you said late inning heroics. You didn't say when. We thought we already saw them, but we didn't yet.
Some kind of a walk-off would not break my heart, Jason.
Would not break mine either. So Henry Dubois steps to the plate. He is 0 for 2 in this game, grounding out twice to the third baseman. But that was against Carlisle, the pitcher, and this is the first time he sees Miles. Takes a first pitch strike there. And as we were chatting there, Maddox Muir was pinch run for by Jack Rizzo. So Rizzo stands on first base. Miles keeping a close eye on him. If I'm standing too close, or we get some of that interference. But here's the pitch. Bunt down. Oh, Dubois gets the bunt down. This is going to be a really, really tough play, and Dubois is going to get the single. So he bunts a high pitch. There's a hit and run on there, so you could tell because he doesn't even swing it, or he doesn't keep the bunt out there otherwise. So a hit and run on. Rizzo takes second base. Dubois just gets the bat on the ball, which is what he's got to do in that spot, and he gets an infield bunt single.
Yeah, and you could see, unfortunately, I mean, the pitcher came in. He started, like anytime you see bunt, you start charging it, and he got, Dubois got some little bit of power, a little too much power for a bunt, on that ball. And thankfully the pitcher slipped, and here we are, safe at first and second.
When you have a hit and run or a bunt and run on in that scenario, you do anything you can to get your bat on the ball. And Henry Dubois protected, just defensively got that bunt down any way he could get a bat on the ball. And he was able to somehow, he's standing on first base with a bunt single, and that's all we care about at this point. Yeah. No outs now. And another bunt attempt here. Foulis now steps to the plate. He had that big double that led to the first run. He scored the first run after that double when Carter Crowley drove him home in the third inning. Then he walked in his sixth inning and scored again. So Foulis has been up twice and scored twice in this game.
Yeah, and think of the bottom of the lineup productivity we've had all game here. Let's keep that momentum.
It takes 9. It takes all the players on this squad to pull out these victories, and you don't know who's going to do what on what days, but it's all about kind of putting the right pieces in play. And Coach Chapman and Coach Fox continue to do that throughout this season. So 5-4 the score. The Clippers lead it. Bottom of the 7th inning here. Runners on first and second for Bedford, and Foulis at the plate. Now, that was a tough-looking pitch there.
Tough-looking pitch. He got back. The ball was low, but called a strike.
Called a strike, so Foulis, again, Chapman calling some plays, and they're all looking at their
decoder.
Their decoder, yeah, the decoding ring. That ball is hit down the first baseline, foul. And Foulis now down 0-2.
Now you just got to get a piece. He saw the ball so well at that first at bat, crushed it out there. Let's see if he can do it again. He can.
First at bat here against Miles. His first 2 at bats were against the starter for Portsmouth, Carlisle, who pitched a great game, 3-hit game.
Yeah.
And Miles now looks at the 0-2 pitch. And Foulis brings it and hits one out to right field. Right fielder's coming in on it. No tag available. That ball gets in quickly, so the right fielder, Zingarello, makes a good play. That's a tough play in this light, too. This sun is coming down right now. It's kind of angled over that way. Foulis hits one out that way, but unable to get down, and that'll be the first out of the inning. That brings up the 9-hitter Carter Crowley, who has an RBI single, as we talked about earlier, in that third inning, and walked in the 6th inning. So,
yeah, and the ball just not deep enough to move those runners into scoring position, unfortunately. But nonetheless, Crowley's been having a great game today. So
he's played a really good game at shortstop, and again, a big hit in the third inning to get the first run of the game, an RBI single, and his first at bat here against Miles. again, just looking to get the ball in play hard somewhere. Rizzo's got a lot of speed over there at second base, so if you can get that ball down in the outfield, we can score him from second. Carter holds back on the swing. Looks like he wanted to swing at that, but didn't pull the trigger, and he's down 0-1. Scoreboard keeps going in and out, but
there it is.
I believe it's 0-1 with 1 out. Yeah, they're trying to clear it off right now, but we got the count, and here comes the pitch. Miles, that's a hard hit ground ball to second base. Looking to turn 2 is Portsmouth to end the game, and they do a 4-6-3 double play, and that does it, and that ends the threat that Bedford was putting on, and it also ends the game, a loss for Bedford, 5-4 to this Portsmouth Clippers team. A really good baseball game, good pitching action in the first half, and then a lot of runs or more runs scored in the end of the game. But Portsmouth Clippers able to pull out the big victory here over the Bedford Bulldogs on our home turf.
Yeah, the bats came alive. We just couldn't get the number of runs that we needed. So
the 4-6-3 double play to end the game there for the Clippers. They turn that with ease on a hard hit ground ball by Carter Crowley, and the loss in this game will go to Bowden Smith. Aiden O'Connell ended after 6 innings. Bowden looked to come in and get the save, wasn't able to do so. Portsmouth put on a few runs in that inning, and unfortunately Bedford not able to score here in the bottom of the 7th. And that moves the Bedford record to 3-3, and that moves the Portsmouth Clippers record to 6-2. Bedford is certainly, from a strength of schedule perspective, they're seeing some of the best teams early in the year, and sometimes it takes a little time for the standings to shake out. But this Bedford team's got to find a way.
Absolutely, they've got to find a way. It doesn't get any easier going into a doubleheader tomorrow, but that's why we play. So
that's why we play these games. And just as another note here, Bedford Bulldogs play a doubleheader tomorrow. Nashua South will be game 1. It'll be at Holman Stadium tomorrow at 10 a.m. We will be covering that game in conjunction with Nashua ETV and Tom King. BCTV will carry the game. So if you're in Bedford, you can watch it on BCTV. If you're in Nashua, you can watch it on Nashua's ETV. And then the second game of the day will be at 3 o'clock at Londonderry. So 2 away games for this Bedford team tomorrow. 2 games, 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. And we'll see if this Bedford team can get on the winning side of the scoreboard here in the first game tomorrow morning.
Yeah, that's it. They showed grit, and that's all you can ask for. There were no heads hanging. They were in it to the very last out. And, 5-4 is 5-4. We could have easily been on the other end of it. So
that wraps up the coverage here today down at the Bedford SAU field. John Muir, thank you so much again for all the great color commentary throughout this game. I'm Jason Bergeron. Would like to thank BCTV, Andrew Fenn on the cameras today, Colleen Richardson running the scoreboard for us, Harry Kozlowski coming down, as well as Bill Jennings to watch and take in the action. Thank you so much for listening in, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you again. Have a good night.